Live from the AM1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM1310 WDPN.
The water slams it. Boy, that sounded good. Alec Thomas up against the wall, and it's gone. And this is why everybody says this young kid is going to be a good one. Chase DeLauder in the top 10 of the MVP of the American League 8 different times. And that one sounds like a home run as well. And the Guardians here at Chase go back-to-back.
Now to Van Carroll. Van Carroll has it.
Baby!
Outside for Danis. Danis drives. Danis from the baseline. Fires, fills it with 24.6 left.
Little baseball, little hoops last night. Welcome into the Sam Bourquin Show, everybody. AM 1310 WDPN. You can watch and listen to us right now on all of our social media platforms. AM 1310 WDPN on Facebook, on X, and of course the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We are up, ready. We are live. We are rolling. We get the chat open for you today, so make sure you get in. We'll take your comments and roll through those as we go out through the afternoon here. We'll be with you till 6 o'clock tonight. Going to warm up tomorrow. Gone will be the wind pants tomorrow. Shorts are back on the menu. That's right, at least for a day. Maybe two. We'll see how it goes this weekend. Hope you all are having a great day. We welcome you in. Sam Bourquin here, Ryan Rainsberg on the other side of the glass. Again, we'll be with you till 6 p.m. A lot of stuff going on today. It just dawned on me last night for the second time in like 6 hours that MLB opening day for the Guardians was coming on Thursday. You know, they've played almost 30 games, Cactus League out in Arizona. They played the Diamondbacks last night at Chase Field. They're playing the Diamondbacks this afternoon again at Chase Field. They're going to start that, I think, around 3:40. And then that's going to be it. Spring training is over. It's done. And then they're going to head up to Seattle at opening night at, what do they call that place now? T-Mobile Park, they call it. Used to be Safeco Field, but now it's T-Mobile, and that's where the Guards are going to play the Mariners Thursday night first pitch, a little bit after 10:10 Eastern time. And Tanner Bybee will be on the bump for the Guardians on Thursday, and away we go. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Seattle, and it's a quick trip down to Cali to take on the Dodgers. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Baseball's here. Are you ready? What are your expectations for the Guardians this year? Vegas says, and Vegas knows, Vegas says about 78, 79 wins. So they got the Guardians coming in at just under 500 on the year. I think that's about right. I think that's close. Not to say they couldn't go over and maybe scratch out maybe 83, 84 wins, which is where I think they're going to be. They virtually did nothing again during the offseason. That's, we've come accustomed to that. But they do have really good pitching, and they've got some young studs that are waiting to be let out of the barn and go play. And when I mean that, I mean play every day. Give them their position and say, you're going to be our guy. We're going to play, our schedule says we play 162 games. We want you out there for 150. We're not going to move you around. We're not going to platoon lefty, righty. You're going to play. You're going to be in center. You're going to be in left. You're going to be in right. And we're going to go all the way around the diamond, and we're going to let these kids play. Quit holding them hostage in the minor leagues. Let them play. Let them show what you can do, what they can do. You signed these kids. You drafted them high. We've heard all the hype and pop and circumstance. Let them play. And for the most part, I think that's what the Guardians are going to do this year, with the exception. I don't think Travis Bazzana is going to be on the opening day roster. They're gonna bury him, and they're gonna hide him in the minor leagues for another year, so it doesn't take a year off of the whole eligibility for arbitration and a new contract a year earlier. And that's what the Guardians have done for years. Guys that have been ready, they wait. They make them wait because they want that extra year of control over their contract. Travis Bazzana is ready to go. If you've been watching any spring training games, or you've been listening to any of the games, he's ready. He's ready. Get him up here and let's go. Chase DeLauder, let's go. George Valera, let's go. We know Stephen Kwan's going to be in center, but get these young kids up here and let's go. Look, if you're not going to sign free agents and you're not going to go out and spend money, then bring the kids up. Bring them up. And let them go. Get them under the bright lights. Let them play 6-7 days a week. Get 3-4 at-bats every day for a week, a month, 2 months, 3 months. It's going to be the future of your team. That's what you're banking on. That's what you're hoping for. So let's just let them go out there and play. Get that lineup card out there, Stephen Vogt. Put your guys in the positions you want them, and let's ride. Let's ride. Opening night, Seattle. 10-10 on the West Coast for the Guardians. We'll have a little discussion about the Guards today. We'll get your expectations. Remember, we did a poll, I believe it was last week. I said, what is your excitement level for the Guardians on a scale of 1 to 10? A lot of you were below 5. Even with the wild ending last year and closing at the poll and getting into the playoffs, there was still a lot of, I don't know, I don't want to say apathy. That's not the right word. But I think there was a lot of hesitancy for people to say, oh, yeah, my excitement level is a 6, or it's a 7, or it's a 10. We didn't have any of that.
I remember a fair amount of people, in fact, being more excited to root for other baseball teams this year.
Yes. People were saying, oh, I'm not a Guards fan, but I'll root for so-and-so. Or I'm going to root for this team. I can't stand the Dolans. I can't stand this. I don't do that. So, yeah, they're fighting a tough battle. This year, if you noticed, when the opening day tickets went on sale, this is the longest it took the Cleveland baseball franchise to sell out a home opener. This past year, and it's the Cubs. Usually the Cubbies can help you draw real quick. But it took a long time for them to finally sell out Progressive Field. Even back in the old Municipal Stadium. Now they wouldn't sell it out every year. Remember, the place held 78,000 people for a baseball game. Yeah, they had some years where they would do high 50s, 60s. But when Progressive Field opened, or Jacobs Field opened, and you only had to fill 43,000 seats, that baby was sold out in 5 minutes. And now, people say, you know what? It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. It might snow. It might rain. Parking is going to be an absolute debacle. It's Good Friday. It's a 4:00 start. It took people a long time to finally decide whether they wanted to go buy a ticket or not. And the game is officially sold out, but man, did it take them a long time. Plus, you got to remember the way the ticket prices are now, with the premium games, if you will. You have to pay a lot more for an opening day ticket than you would just for a regular season game. Like, if you didn't get a ticket to opening day for the Cubs and Guardians, and the weather might even be a little bit nicer the following day, you can get your ticket for about half price of what you would pay to go opening day. So just kind of keep that in mind. Mike Voorhees is going to join us from MLB Guards Cast coming up at 4:30, 4:35 today, I think it was.
That sounds about
No,
right.
4:40. I remember it was a little, 4:40. So we'll talk to Mike about the guards, the opening day roster, his expectations, and we'll see what he has to say about the guards coming up this year under coach or skipper Stephen Vogt. Coming up at 4:10 this afternoon. This is going to be fun. I just got another confirmation here. We are going to be talking with state champion head basketball coach of the Massillon Tigers, and that is Josh Hose. Again, this is coming up at 4:10 today. We are also going to be talking to a couple of players today. Xavier Williams is going to join, and Marcus Garner is going to join. And we're going to have everybody on at the same time. It'll be on our live video feed, and I think this is going to be fun today. So if you're a Massillon sports fan, a basketball fan, a Tiger supporter, you don't want to miss this, okay? Make sure you got us tuned in, audio, video. 4:10 today, we'll be talking about the Massillon State Championship game, the state championship run. We'll look back at some of the big moments of the season, and we'll have some fun with the fellas coming up at 4:10 today. I'm going to actually forward one more email address to you, Rainsburg, while I'm doing this. Coach was trying to reach out to Braylon and Jadis, and those guys they couldn't do it today. So we got Xavier Williams and Marcus Garner coming up with Josh Hose 4:10 today here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. Also today, we have our poll question of the day. You can check it out. Where do you think the OHSAA state basketball finals should be held? And I give you four choices. I give you four cities here: Dayton, Canton, Columbus, or Cleveland. Where should the OHSAA state basketball championship games be held? Dayton, Canton, Columbus, Cleveland. 330-821-1310. You can text in at 330-924-7088, or give us your city of choice on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel in the chat. And I'm going to post this up on the 1310 WDPN X page as well. It's up on my Facebook page. You can check that out too. And the reason I bring it up today, I went back, like I do every year, and I looked at the attendance figures for the state championship games. Now, this is the second year now we've gone to 7 divisions, so obviously we had 7 games. And I went back and I looked at the attendance, and then I would make my opinion of, maybe we don't need such a big venue to play these games in anymore. And, you know, a lot of stuff goes into that. Live TV, Dayton not exactly centrally located in the state of Ohio. And I'm not dissing on Dayton. They do a hell of a job. Very welcoming, very nice. They couldn't treat you any better. But at the end of the day, for a lot of us, it's a long drive. It's 3 hours and 15 minutes for me, for you, from around here. And imagine if you're going down from Cleveland or maybe Ashtabula or from Lima, or you're coming up from Portsmouth or Ironton or wherever. It's a long drive. Price of tickets, it's $4 a gallon for gas, concessions. And if you're going to be taking the family or you're going to go with a bunch of friends, it can be a pretty expensive weekend, because there's a pretty good chance you might be being there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, depending on what you want to watch and who you want to see play. So I looked at the attendance figures. Division I, Princeton, Hilliard, Bradley, 4,635. Now remember, UD Arena is a 13,500 seat venue, okay? Division II, Massillon, Westerville North, 4,642. So they outdrew the D1 game by 7 fans. Division III state championship, Trotwood, Madison, and Steubenville, 5,771. Division IV, Cincinnati, Wyoming, and Cleveland, Glenville, 3,415. Again, this is in a 13,000-seat venue. State championship game. Division V, Lutheran East and Columbus Academy, 2,613. Ouch. Division VI, Berlin Highland and Marion Local, 4,459. And finally, Division VII, which kind of saved the bacon for the OHSAA this year, Delphi St. John's and Calida had 7,408. Those were the 7 state championship games attendance. And I looked at Division V, and I said, 2,600 people. Okay, you could fit that at the Fieldhouse. Division IV, Glenville and Wyoming, 3,400. Yep, you could fit that at the Fieldhouse. Princeton and Hilliard-Bradley, 4,600. Massillon and Westerville North, 4,600. It would have been tight. But you could have fit at the Fieldhouse. D3 game was 5,800. D6, 4,500. D7, 7,400. Where do you think the games should be held? What city? What arena? What venue? Dayton, Canton, Columbus, Cleveland. If you have another one, throw it in. But the point the whole point of this exercise for me, and I want to just kind of throw this out there to you. Remember the original blueprints, the original plans, and I know this was a while ago, for the Hall of Fame Village. Do you remember what was a part of the blueprints when they first came out? An arena that was going to hold around, I think, 6,500 or 7,000 people. And it was going to be in the village. It was going to be part of it. And for whatever reason, time went by and a lot of things changed. A lot of things happened. We know the story there. And the arena plans just kind of went away. They were gone and you never heard of it again. I say you bring that back. Now that it appears things are full throttle again, I see guys out there every morning. I'm taking my son to school. We're going by on 77. I see activity. I see dirt being moved. I see bulldozers. I see guys with hard hats, walkie-talkies, clipboards. There's work getting done. I say get that arena back on the blueprint. Now, you're probably saying, well, Sam, where would you put that? Where would the parking go? Well, it was on the original blueprint. They must have had an idea where they wanted to put it then. Surely you can do that now. Or if there's some other changes that will be coming down the pike. But I think if you put the arena back in the village, it could be, it doesn't have to be huge. Give me an 8,000-seat arena. I think that's where the OHSAA state basketball finals should go. And if you're still in 7 divisions 3-4 years from now, you can use the field house for the semis and maybe move the state title games just across the line, and you can play them at the new arena at the Hall of Fame Village. By then, the hotel's going to be built, the water park's going to be built, more food places are going to be there, more retail is going to be there. It's going to be done. Hell, it'll be done. It'll be done in 3 years, 2 or 3 years from now. Wouldn't that be sweet? Would you be tempted to maybe go check it out then? Would more people come? I think they would. I will just say this. If I'm the Ohio High School Athletic Association and I see the attendance numbers for these state championship games, I am alarmed. The red flag is going up and the sirens are blaring. These crowds are pitiful. Pitiful. And I think maybe some changes need to be made. And again, this is nothing against Dayton. Dayton does a great job. but it's not centrally located. You probably don't need a 13,500-seat arena anymore. I know, it sucks. It's sad. We're never going to go back to the glory days. We're just not. I got to come around to that, too. Again, the live TV's killing it. We've had this conversation before. But the gas, the price of the tickets, the hotels, the travel time, it's not cheap. But these crowds are alarming. I want to get your thoughts on that. 330-821-1310. You can text 330-924-7088 or get your comments in right now on the Q92 Radio YouTube chat. Would love to pick your brain on this afternoon. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Guardians countdown. We have a little mock draft for the Browns to throw your way. March Madness gets back into effect on Thursday. We got On This Day in Sports History. We got Sammy B's Best Bet, which we hit again last night. Thank you. And, of course, our poll question of the day we just got out there to you, and a whole lot more. Plus, don't forget 410, Massillon basketball head coach Josh Hose. Xavier Williams going to join us. Mr. Garner's going to join us today. We're going to have some fun. Right now we got the news and weather. I just talked for 22 minutes without a breath. We'll be right back.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. The Israel Defense Forces said Iran launched multiple waves of missiles at Israel today, striking the coastal city of Tel Aviv. The strike resulted in damage to a multi-story apartment building. It's not immediately clear whether the damage was caused directly by a missile strike or by debris following an interception by anti-missile defense systems. Israel's Fire and Rescue Service said it was searching for civilians trapped in one building and discovered others at a shelter in another damaged building. The Kuwaiti Army said its air defenses were intercepting missile attacks and hostile drones overnight. Falling debris from air defense interceptions struck overhead power lines in several areas of the country. President Trump said Monday he ordered a 5-day pause on planned U.S. strikes against Iranian energy sites. Trump saying both sides discussed a complete and total resolution of the conflict, now entering its fourth week. Talks between the U.S. and Iran took place Sunday night, involving Special Envoys Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff and their Iranian counterparts. The president noted a deal could happen within 5 days. He said the U.S. is not negotiating with Iranian leader Mojtaba Khamenei. Senior Israeli political sources in Jerusalem said the U.S. informed Israel of the president's decision and that he asked Israel to refrain from striking Iranian power plants and infrastructure during the 5-day window. California jury ordered Bill Cosby to pay $59.25 million to a woman he drugged and raped in 1972. The amount reached Monday by the jury in the civil case on establishing punitive damages for plaintiff Donna Matzinger. Jurors decided on $40 million in punitive damages for the former Bay Area waitress. In addition to the $19.25 million Matzinger was awarded earlier in the day. With an appeal by Cosby already announced, it's doubtful Matzinger, who sued in 2023, will see much of the award anytime soon. Plus, Cosby is said to be nearly broke, so he might not have any cash on hand, even if an appeal fails. Pfizer is seeking regulatory approval for a Lyme disease vaccine that showed 73% efficacy in a late-stage clinical trial. If cleared, it would be the first human vaccine against the disease approved in over 2 decades. Lyme disease transmitted to humans through the bite of an infected deer tick with symptoms ranging from a rash to fatigue and arthritis. Roughly 500,000 Americans are diagnosed with or treated for the bacterial infection annually. Pfizer's vaccine may face scrutiny. Too few trial participants contracted Lyme disease to prove the shot was effective, and a key metric, at least 20% of the worst cases. An illegal alien released into the U.S. by the Biden administration charged with murdering 18-year-old Sheridan Gorman, a freshman at Loyola University in Chicago. 25-year-old Jose Medina from Venezuela was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and 4 other counts. According to police, March 19th, Sheridan Gorman was walking with a group of friends near Toby Prince Beach in the Rogers Park neighborhood. When Medina allegedly approached the group wearing a mask and started shooting in their direction, Gorman was hit in the head and died at the scene. Sunday, ICE revealed Medina was apprehended at the southern border in May of 2023. Thanks to the Biden administration's catch and release policy, he was released into the U.S. Interior. On June 9th, 2023, was arrested in Chicago for shoplifting. Thanks to the city's sanctuary policies, he was released without being turned over to ICE for arrest and deportation. 44 degrees at 3:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Meteorologist Mark Johnson has the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
A little chill in the air for your Tuesday afternoon. Bright sunshine mixing with a few scattered clouds as we head through. 48 degrees for the high. Overnight, mainly cloudy skies moving in. Our low 33. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
AM1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. Phone lines open 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. Text line open at 924-7088. And you can always get in on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. The chat is wide open and ready for you to go today. Our poll question of the day: where would you like the OHSAA state basketball championship games to be played? Dayton, Canton, Columbus, or Cleveland? Let us know. You want to throw Akron in there? You can do that too. A lot of response in already. We'll get to some of the comments here in a minute. Anything up on YouTube yet, Rangeberg?
Oh yeah, we got a lot going on.
I see a lot of stuff there. So
where should I start? You were talking about Cleveland baseball coming out of the intro.
Yeah, just go from the beginning. Sure.
Richard says nobody cares about Cleveland baseball. It's Browns off season, Browns draft, Cavs, and then Tribe. Which, man, I don't know about that either. But Jay Harden on Facebook says, "Is that a Detroit Tigers hat you were wearing? If so, welcome to the dark side."
Jay, look here, Jay. That's my guy, Jay. He is one of the great tennis pros of all time, Jay Hardman. Jay, let me tell you something. See this hat I got on here? This is because of Dylan Dingler, plays for the Detroit Tigers. That's why I got this hat on today. And I'm doing a Massillon interview today, so I had to have some kind of Tiger paraphernalia, if you will, because I don't have anything orange. I threw all my brown stuff out. So this is what I had to go with. But Jay, I hope you're doing well. And yes, the Sammy wagon is still in use at the North Canton YMCA. Continue, Rangeberg.
We got Mike Voorhees. He checked in to answer today's poll question. He says Canton. Hall of Fame City says Dayton for title games only. Semifinals should be neutral based on location of teams. Let's see. George says have them in Canton at the Memorial Fieldhouse. Perfect size venue. Okay, and then Dong Bobbler chimed in when you were talking about the Hall of Fame Village. He says, lol, an arena? Can't even get a hotel at the Hall of Fame Village.
Boy. Dong Bobbler always brings the sarcastic approach, but it's okay, though. I welcome that.
That's some people's, I've heard that sarcastic people are the most honest people.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes that the statistics will show that.
Speaking from a highly sarcastic person over here. Let's see. Okay, I think that's about it. Hall of Fame City says, I've got confirmation from someone at Ohio State. It's not that they don't want the tournament, but it's in regard to the women's tournament, top 4 seeds host, and they expect their program to be there.
Okay, I get that. And look, I know that and we all know the glory days of the state basketball tournament are never coming back. Okay, we know that. There's going to be no more, games at St. John Arena, and you're going to fill all 13,276 seats, and you're not going to party on Lake Avenue all night and be at the Holiday Inn across. I know those days are gone. I get it. I understand it. I don't like it, but I understand it. You got 7 divisions now. You can't have them all in one place as far as the semifinals and the finals. And I get that too. Now, I don't necessarily agree with 7 divisions, but that's not my decision to make. But if they're going to stay with 7, you're going to probably need 2 venues because things are already kind of spread out enough. Remember now, we're playing games on Sundays. Okay, we never used to have to do that before. You would get them all in Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and if you wanted to drive home late Saturday night, or if you wanted to get up Sunday morning and drive home, your weekend, you were done. Now they're still playing games on Sunday afternoon. I mean, the Hilliard-Bradley game against Cincinnati-Princeton didn't tip until 3:40. 4:40, 5:40, 6 o'clock, get in your car. It makes a little bit of a difference. But what I'm saying is, and I read off the attendance at the games, and I'll do that a couple more times. Damn phone. I'll do it a couple more times just to kind of give you a little kind of where I'm at with my thought process here. But to me, it all comes down to we don't need the cavernous arenas anymore. We just don't. You don't need a 13,000-seat venue for crowds of 4,000, 5,000, 2,600, 3,400. We don't need that anymore. But where else are you going to go? Columbus doesn't want it. Canton doesn't have a big enough facility to do it the right way. The field house holds around 4,400. So you could have only fit the D4 game, the D5 game, maybe the D6 game, maybe. But the other ones, you need a little bit more room. You need room for all of the media. You got to remember now. You got to remember this. I don't want everybody to take this the wrong way. But with the amount of Mickey Mouse media that's allowed in to cover games nowadays, you need more room. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Okay? If you're going to let everybody in that has a cell phone that claims to be a media member, then this is the kind of trouble you're going to run into. So you need more room for that. You need more press tables. You need better Wi-Fi. You need more electrical outlets. You need more work areas. Okay? You just can't open up a little broom closet and say, hey, there you go. There's your workroom. Doesn't work that way anymore. It used to. But again, you let everybody in now because they say they're media. That's the kind of problems you have. So you need a little bigger place. You need a little bit more amenities. You don't need that much more seating, but you do need the amenities. And it would probably help if, everybody had the nice big drop-down scoreboard in the middle, a really good sound system, other multiple scoreboards or areas for ribbon, electronic ribbon for advertising and revenue and scoreboards and statistics and stuff like that. Because there's a lot that goes into putting on a state championship weekend. You don't just, welcome the kids off the bus and give them their pass and tell them when to go on the floor. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. And the people that work behind the scenes do a great job. It's not an easy thing to pull off. Yeah, there's problems here and there, but there's problems with everything. I think everybody does a nice job. Columbus did a nice job. But then they didn't. And then they didn't want it, and now they don't have it. They used to call them the Redcoats down there at the St. John Arena. And when they went over to the Schottenstein, they used to call them the Redcoats. Oh, they were like if you saw a guy with a red coat, a red blazer, you better watch out because they were watching your every move. Got your pass? Can't have that in here. You can't have that either. That's not your seat. Can I see your ticket stub? You can't bring that in here. Where's your seat? Where's your media pass? I mean, they were on it. The Redcoats.
Looks like we got Ryan B in the studio. Looks like he wants to chat.
Let's do it. Ryan, welcome in. Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. How we doing?
Hello, Sammy. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, brother.
Hey, I just want to start off by thanking, the entire Q92 family, especially DP, for having the vision to bring you on board. I know this show is getting close to its 1 year, and
oh my gosh, we are. Yeah.
After what I think, and props to the kids from Louisville and Perry. I think they big time made this possible. Props to the other station that gave you and Lee a shot together before you guys came over here. Props to the Courtside podcast. That, man, I got to tell you, I had a story. I'm so glad you're on the radio now. I had a relative who I'm not going to name who's probably listening right now. He's going to be embarrassed, but he had me go over to his porch to help him listen to the podcast. And, you know, he got it after I leave, he gets a text message and he can't figure out how to get it back. And, you know, I had to explain to him, you know what the play button is from a VCR, right? And I mean, I got the dirtiest look back when I made that little comment. So AM radio and YouTube is way easier for him to navigate. And if you're listening, I'm sorry, cuz I love you. But again, thanks to everybody for putting this together, man. Like, I know this was a huge successful season, man. Looking at the numbers on those Massillon games, I was kind of blown away by how many people still tuned in against, you know, other local competition on radio and TV as well. So thanks to the viewers for coming through. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Nobody better at calling a basketball game than you, Sammy. I know you won't take this personally either, but I think JJ was the best at football, the original legend. But man, you're right up there with him, and
he was the greatest of all time. He was the greatest, and that was my mentor, man. That's what got me going. That's why I pretty much chose to do what I do now. But you couldn't have a better mentor than Jim Johnson. And you know, it's kind of funny and not funny. It's you know, JJ started here. He started it here when it was 1310 WFAH.
No way.
Yes, he started here.
Wow.
And then he went over to the Canton station. So yeah, so it's kind of all come all full circle a little bit. But yeah, I couldn't have a better mentor for sure. And you know, as far as you know, my first show, my 1 year anniversary, I think Rainsburg, I think it's like April 28th or something like that.
Yeah, it's like the 26th or the 28th.
So it'll be a year, and we'll probably have some fun with that. But I was so happy to get back into it full time again. I missed being on every day and interacting with people and trying to make a difference somehow. And you know, I stayed in the sports part of it. Thank goodness some folks let me stay in that, calling games on the weekends and doing different things. And of course, I've been doing Mount Union now for 10 years. With football and basketball, and certainly love doing that and hope to continue to do that. But the high school basketball here, it's kind of been a little bit of a game changer. Lee and I started the court side with Sammy B and Lee 3 years ago. And we started at another big FM boomer station in town. And then I got to come over here full time and couldn't do one there and one here. So we made the transition over. We took on a little bit more of a financial burden this year, but I think it has worked out very well. The numbers have been incredible on radio, on Facebook, on X, on YouTube. I mean, they have been phenomenal, and we couldn't be happier. And that's why I sent out the little thank you post last night to everybody. Because without everybody, we couldn't have done it, and we're certainly excited as heck and ready to come back strong again for a fourth year overall, and our would be our second here. I'm sorry. So yeah, appreciate the comments, man, because we love to do it, and we got great fans. We got people that interact. Of course, the sponsors make it all happen. Trust me, nobody getting rich off anything here. But without them, we certainly couldn't do what we do. And man, what a blessing! 2 years in a row for a Stark County team to bring back the hardware. This doesn't get better than that. I don't know what we're going to do next year if nobody goes down or have a void in our soul. But yeah, thanks for the kind words. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, Sammy. Again, it's the nostalgic feeling of like listening to that game with my pops growing up, listening to you and JJ, whether it was a football or basketball game. So just so cool. And, you know, I want to shift and transition now. I got to congratulate the Tigers over the air. Again, you know, coming from a McKinley guy, man, basketball is my favorite sport to watch. And man, that team was just so fun to watch. Like, their style of play is fun. You know, I've commented to several different people. I don't think I've ever seen a high school team conditioned better than this Massillon team was. Their athletic ability, their heart, just again incredible to watch. And I can't wait to see what they have on tap for next year. Again, I know that you and Lee kind of ran short on time, and I was hoping you'd get to talk a little bit more about the future. And I guess that's where I'm going to kind of end this at with my part today. But I mean, I'm looking forward to see what, McKinley has to bring next year, what Jackson has to bring next year, what Massillon is going to do. And, I've been telling everybody, I think Hoover is going to be the team to watch. They're going to be so hungry. I know you referenced a season on the brink a couple years ago, and I'll say this, I have a ton of respect for Coach Bluey. I think he's one of the best. And I think for Hoover, it's just, curses and stuff are real, and they just have to get over. They have to get over that hump. And yeah. I think if they're able to win a district title, I think they'll be in that regional. I just think it's all about getting over that hump for them. And it's a mental thing that program has just been absolutely cursed with the last 20, 25 years.
I think if it's going to happen at North Canton Hoover, I think next year is going to be their year. If I recall, was it 85 the last time they've been down there when they had Schick and Logan and all those guys, and they played for Coach Bill Nutt? I think that's the last time Hoover was at, in the state tournament in boys basketball. I think this year coming up, if everybody stays together and works hard, all the cliches, it could be Hoover's year. But Massillon has almost everybody back except for 2 kids. And they had a real nice JV team. You could see a Massillon Hoover state title game next year. I'm not kidding.
How fun would that be? I mean, again, that would be incredible.
Now that I would get up on top of the mountains and I would demand that game be played around here. I would.
Again, though, I gotta give props to all the seniors that left it all out there this year and were able to entertain me. Man, that's like, for me, there's been so much going on in the world, and high school and college and amateur basketball has helped me so much be a distraction to all the wild stuff going on in the real world. So thanks to these kids, man, we're blessed with top tier coaches here. I really think we have eight elite level coaches when it comes to basketball here in Stark County. I'm not going to name them off. I think people can kind of know where I'm going with that. But sure. I mean, we are just blessed to have the basketball culture we do here. And as a basketball fan first, even more than football, I love watching basketball the most. And I just want to thank everybody who played their part. Reiterate it again. Thanks to everybody at the Q92 family. You, Rainsburg, Christian, Keller, Jay, all the people that took on some additional responsibilities this year. It was a pleasure listening to you. And once again, thank you to all you guys. It was an awesome year and looking forward to it again next year. Thanks for having me on, Sammy.
You got it, Ryan. Appreciate the comments and the kind words. Thank you. And I want to pass those along to everybody too here. I did it yesterday between the AM and the FM and salespeople and people out in the lobby. Morning show, afternoon folks, everybody had a hand in it. And again, thanks to everybody for that as well. 330-821-1310 is our telephone number. You can get your comments in as well on the Q92 Radio YouTube chat. I see that is filling up again. So what we'll do is we'll step out. We'll recalibrate, and we'll come back with more of the Sam Bourquin Show right here on AM1310 WDPN.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, wishes the best of luck to Stark County student athletes this fall, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
What does it mean to live here, serve here in the Ohio Army National Guard?
It means I can attend college full-time and not have to take out student loans to pay for my tuition.
It means I can work my civilian job during the week and support my state and nation in times of need.
You too can live here, serve here as a member of the Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with full-time benefits at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Of all the ways to get ahead in life, we're one of them. And we're legal. The John Tesh Radio Show I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room.
You're just trying to be better. We're just trying to help. The John Tesh Radio Show.
Join me for music and intelligence for your life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
It's intelligence for your life. Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Welcome back, 1310 WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show. Happy Tuesday. Get a little warmer out today, a little sunshine today. Going to be up around 60 tomorrow. News and weather coming up in about 4 minutes to get you squared away with what's going on with your day and in your world. Our poll question of the day, where should the OHSAA basketball state finals be played? I gave you 4 choices. If you want to add one, I'm cool with that. But your choices are Dayton, Canton, Columbus, or Cleveland. Poll question up right now on X at AM1310 WDPN. It's also on the Sam Bourquin page on Facebook. Where would you like them to be held? Dayton, Canton, Columbus, Cleveland. And think about the size of the venue that you really need. Think about the amenities, area for the media, plenty of places to park, the seating capacity. You think about what you need to put on a first-class event, and let me know where you think it should be played.
Richard on YouTube says any of the Columbus OAC schools could handle it, but he said it with a question mark. I'm sorry. I just read it, stupid.
No, I think he was asking, are there any? Are there any of the Columbus? I would say no. Mm-hmm. Capital's not big enough. Otterbein is not big enough. I think those are the only 2 OAC venues in the Columbus area, I think. But I've been to both, and neither are big enough. In Dayton, you got, UD Arena. I refer to Wright State as Dayton. I mean, it's actually in Fairborn, Ohio, but technically it's Dayton. Canton, the field house, big enough for some, probably not big enough for all. Civic Center, I don't know what the hell they're doing with that place right now. I really don't. Columbus, you've got the Schottenstein Center, which you don't need. It's too big. You got the Fairgrounds Coliseum, which is probably a little outdated. I don't know what else you've got down in Columbus as far as, they could do that and hold a 3 or 4 day event. I'm sure there's some Ohio Dominican. It's a pretty nice place. I don't know how big it is though. And then I threw Cleveland into the mix. Obviously, Rocket Arena too big. The Wolstein Center probably too big. I'm not even sure that's going to be still standing in the next couple of years. I would really love to see the folks at the Village put the arena back on the blueprint. Get a little nice 7,500, 8,000 seat arena within the Village and just make it nice. Make it nice. State of the art. And I think that would be the perfect place to hold the finals. I think it would be perfect. I think that's what you need, about an 8,000-seat arena. But again, I can't stress this enough. Make sure you have enough room and enough amenities in other rooms and other areas to where everybody is comfortable doing their job and where you can just make it a very smooth, flowing weekend. And you could use the field house for the semis, maybe, and then you could have the championship games at the arena at the Village. That's just my thought. I don't know. It was on the original blueprints before, and then for some reason you never heard anything else about it. Not to say that it could happen again. There could be more changes made, but I know there's activity now at the Village. They're moving, they're building, they're shaking, they're moving dirt, they're doing stuff. I guess probably a pipe dream for me to have an arena there. Obviously, you could use it year-round. Concerts, other sporting events, get-togethers. But just imagine a nice, shiny, 8,000-seat venue for the OHSAA state title games. You could put some luxury suites in there. Nice scoreboard, great sound system. I think it'd be perfect. I don't know anybody that would say no. I don't know anybody that would say no to that. But that's our poll question of the day. We'll check the results here throughout the afternoon. Where would you like to see the state finals played in hoops? Canton, Dayton, Columbus, Cleveland? Anything else jump out? We'll get back into that. We'll talk some Guardians baseball. 4:40 today, Mike Voorhees from MLB Guards Cast. We'll talk a little Sweet 16 college hoops as well. But don't forget, coming up here in about 12 minutes, the state champions are going to be on 1310 WDPN and all across our social media platforms. Massillon head coach Josh Hose is going to be joining us. Xavier Williams and Marcus Garner are going to come on as well. This is going to be fun. Keep it right here, 1310 WDPN.
News, weather, sports, local information, and music 24 hours a day. This is AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
I'm Michelle Franzen. After the swearing-in ceremony for new Homeland Secretary Markwayne Mullin, President Trump telling reporters that talks between the U.S. and Iran are taking place to end the war, saying Vice President J.D. Vance, along with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, are taking part in those negotiations.
They're talking to us, and they're talking sense. And remember, it all starts with they cannot have a nuclear weapon. Just, I said yesterday, they said, what are the top 10? I said, well, number 1, 2, and 3 is they can't have a nuclear weapon.
President Trump says the talks do not include the new supreme leader. Iran has denied negotiations are taking place. Republican leaders say they'll move ahead on a proposal to end the partial government shutdown. TSA officers have been working without pay for 39 days now. That measure would fund all DHS agencies except immigration. Democrats pushing for reforms. And it's another day of searing temperatures for much of the West and Southwest states. This is ABC News.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Clint Marshall on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. A delay being sought in the upcoming trial of 2 Canton police officers charged in an in-custody death. Visiting prosecutor Raymond Grogan filed a request to continue the case. Bo Shonegi and Camden Birch are accused in the death of Frank Tyson of Canton Township following his arrest in April 2024. Jury trial scheduled to begin April 20th, but prosecutors are asking for a 60-day delay. after Grogan's son was diagnosed with cancer. Defense attorneys did not object. Man faces charges after a two-vehicle crash in Canton. 29-year-old Mitchell Usich is charged with felonious assault, reckless operation, and improperly handling a firearm in a vehicle. He allegedly rear-ended a car while a loaded gun was in the vehicle. The collision occurred Friday morning on Cleveland Avenue Northwest near 30th Street. Usich was treated for minor injuries. The second driver, 28-year-old Riley Fast of Canton, was transported with serious injuries. Usich was arraigned Monday in Canton Municipal Court on $50,000 bond, a status conference scheduled for Wednesday. Stark County judge has sentenced to 3 years probation a man who pleaded guilty to aggravated assault. Common Pleas Judge Kristen Farmer handed down the punishment to 24-year-old Enil Bautista of Canton Monday. Prosecutors say he stabbed 3 men on Maple Avenue Northeast in Canton in November. He was also ordered to complete 200 hours of community service and undergo a mental health evaluation. Canton woman in jail facing felonious assault and domestic violence charges. 41-year-old Modipe Sadiku is accused of using a kitchen knife to stab her live-in partner in the arm at their apartment in the 100 block of 17th Street Northwest. Police say they'd responded to the address 14 times since Christmas and arrested both residents last month for disorderly house. Sadiku is arraigned today in Canton Municipal Court, where bond was set at $35,000, a status conference scheduled for Friday. Lexington Township trustees Tuesday approved a $2.2 million budget for 2026. Trustees also agreed to purchase a new dump truck for the road department at a cost of $260,000. Board accepted bids for road materials and submitted them to Superintendent Mike Byler for review. $9,300 bid from CRS was approved to demolish a fire-damaged home in the 16,000 block of Greenbauer Street Northeast. Trustees also approved Republic Waste Services for spring cleanup at a cost of roughly $10,000. The Canton nursing home shut down by the state is now headed to auction. The House of Loretto on Harvard Avenue Northwest will be sold online May 11th through the 13th with a starting bid of $1.25 million. State officials closed the 50-bed facility in January after finding residents in what they called real and present danger, citing serious care failures. All residents were relocated. The sale includes the building and more than $1 million in equipment. Central Ohio woman survived a 200-foot fall after her car went off the Randolph-Jennings Bridge in East Liverpool early Sunday. Police say 31-year-old Malaya Fultz of Reynoldsburg was driving on Route 39 around 2:45 when she overcorrected, struck a wall, and plunged onto River Road below. Speed was a factor in the crash. Fultz suffered minor injuries. Police say charges are pending. Wellsville man convicted of assault now appealing his case. 38-year-old Jamar Pulley filed an appeal with the 7th District Court after a judge denied his request to withdraw his guilty plea. Pulley represented himself when he pleaded guilty to 3 counts of assault stemming from a July 2025 incident outside a Wellsville bar. He was sentenced to jail time, but his attorney argues the plea should be set aside. The judge has dismissed charges for now against an Austintown man shot by police last year. 33-year-old Jacob Hall had been set for trial on felony and misdemeanor weapons and menacing charges stemming from a November shooting on North Yorkshire Boulevard. Prosecutors say the case will be refiled after further review of evidence from the Ohio BCI investigation, which spans more than 1,000 pages. Police say Hall fired at officers before being wounded. No officers were injured. Mahoning County Coroner's Office has identified the man shot and killed Friday in Youngstown. 24-year-old Terrence Sims was in the parking lot of a barbershop on the 700 block of Canfield Road around noon when he was shot multiple times. He died at the scene. Police say they don't know how Sims knew the shooter. They're searching for a car suspected in the case. A similar vehicle was found burned in Coatesville over the weekend. The owner of Southern Park Mall is behind again on property taxes. As of Monday, Cohen Retail Investment Group owes nearly $339,000. The company made a full repayment of over $1 million in December. New York-based Cohen, which purchased the mall in December 2024, has been previously investigated by Boardman Township trustees for alleged fraud. Cohen and mall manager Bill McClure have not commented. Trial underway for John Zanoli, accused of killing his sister in Masery. The 62-year-old on trial in Trumbull County Common Pleas Court, charged with aggravated murder and abuse of a corpse. Police say Janice Zanoli's body was found in February 2025 at the home they shared on 3rd Street. She had been shot and was dead for 3 days before authorities were called. 45 degrees at 4:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Now, The Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
Sunshine mixing with scattered clouds throughout your Tuesday afternoon. Look for a high today, dry, cool, 48. Overnight tonight, our low 33 under a mainly cloudy sky. Wednesday, some sunshine and clouds, our high near 60. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
The water slams it. Boy, that sounded good. Alec Thomas up against the wall, and it's gone. And this is why everybody says this young kid is going to be a good one. Chase DeLauder,
in the top 10 of the MVP of the American League 8 different times.
And that one sounds like a home run as well. And the Guardians here at Chase go back to back.
Now to Banchero. Banchero has it blocked!
Baby!
Outside for Danis. Danis drives. Danis from the baseline. Fires, fills it with 24.6 left.
There we go. Welcome back, everybody, to the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. 1 hour in, 2 more big hours to go. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. Text line ready to roll, 330-924-7088. And, of course, the Q92 radio YouTube channel is up. The live chat is up and rolling. We got lots of comments in there. We will get to those here as soon as we get the opportunity. Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. Where would you like the OHSAA State Basketball Championship games to be played? I give you 4 choices: Dayton, Canton, Columbus, or Cleveland. You can take the poll quiz right now on X at AM 1310 WDPN, also on the Sam Bourquin page on Facebook. And we'd love to get your thoughts there. Boy, a lot of you, geez, I would say probably 75% want the games to be in Columbus. Maybe even more than that. But I'll go back and check out the stats here a couple of more times throughout the show. Don't forget, we're going to talk some MLB, some Cleveland Guardians baseball at 4:40 today. From at MLB Guardscast, Mike Voorhees will join us. We'll talk a little baseball. Sweet 16 gets underway Thursday and Friday for the NCAA March Madness. We'll get back into that a little bit as well. Don't forget Sammy's Best Bet 429 and On This Day in Sports History coming up at 5:29 this afternoon. As we all know, Sunday was a really, well, you know what? Saturday and Sunday were really special days. The Massillon Tigers had a Division II state semifinal against Lima Senior at Wright State University on Saturday. Got the job done. Sunday at noon at the UD Arena on the campus of the University of Dayton. Got a chance to go up to the defending Division II state champion, Westerville North Warriors, and they got the job done. And they got back home, had a nice police escort to the city limits. They had a little get-together down at Duncan Plaza, and the fans showed up, and it was a great scene. I saw a lot of video from there. It just looked fantastic. And I know they're probably going to have a couple of really big celebrations coming up here, too, not too far down the road. But to get the first state championship, and to do it in the fashion that they did it, to go 27-1, against the competition that they played, and to go down and handle business and bring the hardware back home is really, really cool. And we've been lucky enough. We called a lot of Massillon games this year on our sister station, Q92. A lot of games. We've talked to Coach Hose probably 7-8 times this year already. And they got it done. I said, Coach, we got to have you on one more time. And if you can, maybe we'll get a couple of players to come on. And that's what we're going to do today as we continue to celebrate the state championship for the Massillon Tigers. Let's welcome in the head coach of the Massillon Tigers, Josh Hose, joining us here on the show, 1310 WDPN. And we got a couple of the fellas, Marcus Garner and Xavier Williams have joined as well. Fellas, welcome to the show. How we doing? And again, congratulations to all. What's going on this afternoon?
Glad to be here, Sam. Just kind of trying to process all this still.
Hey, I'll tell you what, it's I know it's been a wild ride for you, and I shared the story yesterday. I said I reached out to Coach at like 9 or 10 in the morning, and I said, you know what? There is no way he saw that text yet because he's probably still tired. He probably got a million text messages and phone calls. I said, well, we get a hold of Coach. We'll get him on, and we'll get some players, and we'll do this. So, hey, has it really, truly, fully 100% sunk in yet to you? And it's been a couple of days, but man alive, what a journey, what a ride it was.
No, it hasn't sunk in. It's been, just with the timing of everything for the tournament, the quick turnaround and just keeping the guys focused and getting ready for 2 games in 24 hours against 2 of the best in the state. Yeah, I mean, we come home and, like you said, the police escorts and the plaza and all that stuff. Just going through all that, and then just getting to hang out with our coaches and families. We all went down to BW3s, had some food, just relaxed and laughed, and just did our thing and talked about the season. And it was fun, but exhausting. So. And I didn't have a million text messages. I think I think it was 715 unread texts when I got up in the morning. So,
hey, you deserved each and every one of them, and I know that a lot of people were just so happy for you, the kids, the city, the school. I mean, to go, for the first time in 45 years, and not just go down and win one and come up short, and that was a nice run. Oh, you guys went down and you won the whole darn thing. And that's pretty cool, man. That's something they can never take away from you. You're always going to remember it as the first school to do it, the first coach to do it, the first team to do it. And, the stories and everything, they will grow year by year, decade by decade. And you can always embrace and wrap your arms around that. What was it like coming home? Did you really have to drive the van the way home?
Yes, Coach Smitty and I, it was a choice. They asked us about it. It's actually easier to move the guys.
Okay.
So it wasn't bad. It was just a long drive, and you're getting that kind of like on vacation. You're just ready to be home. We just wanted to get to Duncan Plaza and celebrate with our guys, and just be with our people. So that ride was a little long. Thank God we won, because I don't know, driving home, those guys may not have been safe if Coach Host was frustrated by the loss, but they figured it out for us.
Well, that's good. Well, Coach, I got to tell you, I did something that I usually do every 8 to 10 trips when I go down to Columbus or I go to Dayton. I missed the Route 30 turn off of 71. So I drove all the way to Medina, honest to God, before I figured out that that's not where I really wanted to be and had to come back around. But I see we've got Xavier. Is that you? Have you just joined us, bud? Oh, there's the big fella, Marcus Garner, joining us as well. Fellas, thanks for coming on today. Congratulations. How we feeling?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, you got it. I'm so glad you guys were able to come on today. And I'll start with the folks that are watching. We got Marcus is on the left, Xavier is on the right, and Coach is up in the. We got the quad box going right now, like the NFL Network for the Sunday Ticket. I love it. So Xavier, I'm going to start with you. Man, how did it feel after that last second ticked off the clock? It just looked like chaos on the floor. You guys were laughing and hugging, and there was tears, and there was high fives and chest bumping. And what was it like for you, my man?
It felt amazing, honestly. To be able to do something that's never been done before, be able to bring, like you said, the hardware home. It just felt amazing.
When you guys were down 45-30, what was going through your mind?
What was going through my mind was we just had to calm ourselves down. Mm-hmm. We've been there before. We've been in that type of situation before. I knew we could come out of it, and we did. So
you're part of a highlight now that that's going to go down at Massillon lore, and I'm sure at some point somebody that's really good with AI is going to make a meme or something about your chase down block at the end of the game there. And it was so reminiscent of what LeBron did against Golden State back in 2016. I'm sure people have kind of brought that up to you a little bit. But, man, to go down there and make a play in such a big time, to take us through that, if you would, the emotions, the drive, the hustle, and the awareness to go down there and do that.
I just wanted to win. I'm a winning guy, so I make winning plays, so I had to do whatever I had to do to make sure I could get that block so that we could win.
You did. I'm telling you, you guys get up in the air so high. It's just, I can't even think about doing that. I couldn't even do it at your age. I sure as heck can't do it now. I want to bring the big fella in, Marcus Garner, who I just, big man, I love watching you play basketball. I just love to watch you go out there and set screens. I'm probably the most excited guy in the building when you set up to shoot a long three-point basket. Congratulations on the state title. What does this mean to you?
It means everything. Exactly what Xavier said, hasn't been done before. Exactly what he said, bring the hard work back. It's just amazing. We've never to win it. Yeah.
How would you describe your role on this team? Pretty much Coach had and Coach, you could jump at any time. I think you had pretty much a 6-7 guy, 7-guy rotation. And when Marcus would come in, he just looked like he had that look in his eye, and he would get stuff done for you. Marcus, talk about your role with this team and what you brought to the table and how important it was in helping you guys win the state title.
Yeah, I feel like my role is like I just come in, get rebounds, set the screens just like you said, and then if I get a shot, I take it, step out, take a shot.
Yeah. Coach, if you could, Coach Josh Hose joining us here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. Of course, we've got Xavier Williams and Marcus Garner from the Massillon Tigers. Coach, talk about these two fellas and what they bring to the program and how instrumental they were with you guys getting the hardware.
Well, you just mentioned about Marcus's role, and I think Marcus, obviously, as the season wore on, started to play a very, very, very pivotal role for us, especially down the stretch. Gio being out for some illness games, and it gave him an opportunity. That was the silver lining there, is it gave us an opportunity to get Marcus more minutes and in the rotation. And, and it's hard to do when you're in the midst of a stretch and you're kind of in tight games and you're kind of tight with your rotations and how guys are, mixing in together. So Marcus is a very smart basketball player. I think people look at him and think, oh, it's a football player, but Marcus has played a lot of basketball, and he knows how to fit in with that group. He's played a lot of basketball with those guys. So when he went in there, it didn't disrupt the flow or anything. He went in there and played big for us and he had a ton of rebounds and deflections and a couple block shots. You think about the games that he played big in, and you think about the McKinley game, down the stretch, I think, they obviously had a size advantage on us. The Jackson game late season there, and then, the tournament games. The Green game was a tough matchup because we had trouble with that first game where they're kind of spacing us out and putting him in some pick and roll actions and getting him away from the hoop where he's effective. So, but after that, he played a huge role for us, and every team we played down the stretch had bigger guys than us. So can't say enough about him. And I honestly, the one play that, as I go back and watch some of the game, that people don't get, kind of forget about is his pass to Xavier for that layup at the end. He got that thing in his hands and got it out of his hands before he could get fouled. And because he knew where to go with the basketball, and he's playing in space out there. And that's a huge play. It was a huge play because he gets fouled. It stops the clock. He goes down. He's going to knock down at least one, but probably 2 foul shots. But Xavier was able to make the layup, and then, the clock is running. So it was a huge, because they tried to foul him.
They did. Sure they did.
Yeah. And so the kid bounced off him, though. So Marcus kept going. That kid is on the ground. Right. Nick Xavier, obviously the block, we've seen him doing that since his freshman year. But that one is going to last forever. Dr. Seth actually already sent us a video of it meshed up with the LeBron block. And so,
oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah. So sent that in the group chat with the guys. And, what can I say? The kid, he just had some huge games for us this year and bailed us out in some games. With the McKinley game, he took over there for a while. And obviously the Euclid game, he had some foul trouble but hit some big threes for us. And then he took over the Avon game, and then had 2 really big games down the stretch where he made highlight reel plays that people will remember, but he made a lot of extra effort plays.
Oh yeah.
And you asked him about the end of the game. I didn't realize this, but Xavier's at the last couple seconds of the game, he was on the floor. He got lit up by one of the kids on a rebound at the end of the game. And I think Marcus actually went over to save him and defend him. So luckily nothing transpired there, but Xavier's been a kid that, he's a basketball guy that, he's not one of our multi-sport guys. Mm-hmm. So we lean on him a lot in the off season, and he's just been that guy that kind of carries the flag for us when those other guys aren't available during football season. So 2 pivotal guys. We're not talking right now if it wasn't for these 2.
Oh, no doubt. We are talking Massillon Tiger basketball today, the D2 state champions in the state of Ohio. We got Coach Josh Hose is joining us. We got Marcus Garner. We got Xavier Williams here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN, and all over our social media platforms, including the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. The chat is alive and hopping, fellas. I got to tell you, assistant coach at Jackson, Mike Wassity, just checked in and wanted to wish you guys a heavy congratulations on your state title coming up over the weekend. Xavier, I want to go to you next. I tell you what I love the most at the end, man, that layup that you made to pretty much salt this thing away. You had a pretty clear lane, but you went up with 2 hands and put it off the glass. You made sure that ball was going down. And I thought that was huge because you never know what could happen.
Yeah, I just had to make sure we had 2 points on the board, so they had no chance of getting the ball and going to get a bucket. Just had to seal the win.
And you did, and it went down, and about 13 seconds later, and about 5 missed shots by Westerfield North, the buzzer went off, and you guys were state champions. Xavier, when did you remember as a kid? When did you first start picking up a basketball? When did you kind of fall in love with the sport?
I've been doing this for as long as I can remember. So I don't really got a time stamped of when I started playing, but I just know it's been for a long time.
Yeah. Is there a guy that you like this pattern your game after, maybe at the college level or the NBA, somebody that you said, hey, I kind of like the way this guy plays?
Anthony Edwards.
Oh, the Ant-Man. Okay. I like it. Marcus, basketball, how did that come into play for you? When did that start?
That was actually my first true sport. Believe it or not, that's where I started. I started playing basketball, and then I went to football. Yeah.
All right, nice. How about you for maybe a big time college or NBA player? Who do you like watching play?
I actually I watch Shaq a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. And Ben Wallace.
Oh, old school. I like Coach. Yeah. This is a great group. We're talking old school. Ben Wallace, the bad boy. Oh, I love it. Yeah. This is getting better and better. I'm going to keep you guys on till 6 o'clock. How about that? No, I'm kidding. Who is the team jokester? And you guys can all weigh in on this. Who's the guy that's playing pranks and getting laughs and getting into trouble? Who is it?
I'll probably say Isaiah Lamp, number 2.
That's the last guy I would have thought of.
I hear Isaiah or Gio.
I would have thought Jadis.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, I'm way off here, but okay. So what makes those guys the characters of the team? What do they do?
I mean,
that you can tell us.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you'll probably think that they're not, those 2 wouldn't be them, but
yeah,
they're pretty funny actually.
Okay, so they're the guys that keep the group loose. Coach, you want to weigh in on that?
They're all a bunch of clowns in their own way. Yeah, Xavier gets that little sly smirk he gets sometimes when he's trying to, be funny. And Gio's he's a sneaky clown. He likes to, kind of make little faces and stuff like that. Isaiah is unintentionally funny. He just makes us laugh sometimes. Jadis has his moments, and Terrion, for a young guy, he can be goofy at times and have some fun. So yeah, they all have their little things they do, and but I think it's like the inside jokes with them because they're such a close group.
Yeah.
That, they have a lot of fun together.
I got to tell you, and I didn't know if you were going to be able to get Jadis on today, and I thought it might have been a funny moment. I don't know. But the certain ways that the Jadis would wear his hair during a game, I could never help but think about the role that Dave Chappelle played in The Nutty Professor when he was up on the stage cracking on Eddie Murphy. And I was like, these guys look exactly alike. I mean, just spitting images of each other. And I was going to bring that up if he was going to come on today, but you can pass that along because I think that would have been great. Do you guys what do you, Xavier and Marcus, what do you guys like to do off the court? Do you guys hang out a lot together as teammates? Do you go grab some Chipotle or Mickey D's? You guys go to movies, you get together. What do you guys do?
To be honest, I'm always with Marcus, Gio, and Braylon. So that's my group. Isaac too.
Okay.
So we always hang out, go get some food. We'll sometimes go to games and stuff like that.
Okay.
Hang out at each other's houses.
That's good. You guys are, and a coach kind of related to it. You guys are a really tight group of fellas, and you need that. And if you guys each want to weigh in here, how important is that? Obviously, you got to be talented, you got to be passionate, you got to be hungry, but you got to love one another. You got to love playing for each other, and it looks like you guys do that on every level.
Yeah, I would say just if you look at the way these guys played this weekend, they fought for each other. Giving up their bodies, diving on the floor, sprinting the floor for blocks, taking bumps, all that stuff. Like, I mean, you don't do that if you don't care greatly about the cause that we're all going for and also for each other. Like, when people tell us, any team I've ever coached, and they say, oh, they play so hard. That to me always tells you they're bought into each other.
Right.
That they're, and that doesn't happen overnight. It takes a long time to develop that. And a lot of stuff away from the court. Sometimes it's organized by the coaches, but a lot of times it's just the kids doing it on their own.
Coach Josh Hose is our guest, along with players Marcus Garner, Xavier Williams from the Division II state champion Massillon Tiger basketball team here on AM 1310 WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show. A couple more quick ones, guys, and I'll let you fly. I really appreciate y'all coming on today. Xavier and Marcus, did you guys have a team theme song, something that you would play in the locker room or maybe listen to while you were warming up? And I'm interested to see what that would be.
Yeah, we had a team theme song. It was Rooms by NBA Youngboy.
Oh yeah, I got that on my playlist. No, I don't. But it sounds like a heck of a song.
Oh,
who came up with that? Was that a group thing?
Yeah, Xavier.
Xavier, you're responsible for that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'll take.
You'll take credit for that? All right. Yeah. Guys, how are you gonna celebrate? I'm sure that the school and the city is gonna have some cool stuff for you coming up here soon or down the road. But how will you guys kind of celebrate maybe in the summertime with friends and family, teammates? What will you get into?
Well, I'll go first, and then you guys can chime in the other part. I know they're planning a parade for after you got spring break coming up Friday. Okay. So we're going to try to do it after break here. Hopefully the weather will get a little bit better, give us some time to plan that.
Nice.
Through the city. And I think we have Thursday, we have a rally at the school for spring and winter sports, but they're going to talk about these guys.
Okay.
And obviously we're doing the media circuit right now. It's a whirlwind, but it's good stuff. These guys are getting the recognition they've been overdue for. And, as coaches, we're going to actually Smitty and myself and a guy that used to coach with us, Andy Conklin. He's a principal at Northwest. We're all going to Destin, Andy. So we're all heading to Destin with our families on Friday for a week and, put our butts in the sand and relax and enjoy this one a little bit. And at some point I got to start designing some championship rings. So that's I'm starting to coach more about that today. And we're going to start that process here soon and planning a banquet.
Make them nice, Coach. Make them shine. All right, make them nice. All right, Xavier, how you gonna celebrate, man? Marcus, how about you? You guys can jump in there.
I'm probably just gonna hang out with my family, my friends, celebrate that way.
Okay, Marcus, how about you?
Yeah, I'll probably hang out with the guys. My grandma was trying to plan a little grill out.
Okay.
With the guys, with a couple of my friends, like Xavier, Gio, and Braylon, and probably Isaac. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna tell you what. Just for me speaking personally and a little selfishly, I loved watching you guys play. I think we were able to do total, I think, around 7 or 8 of your games, regular season and the playoffs. And I just want to thank you guys for leaving it on the floor, for fighting and scratching like you did. It was a joy to watch you play, to call your games, to get to know you just a little bit just by watching you. And Coach, we appreciate you for being with us all season long. I know there were times that you probably didn't have time, but you made time for us. And congratulations. We're so proud of you, and enjoy it the best that you can. And, who knows what the future holds. I'm not going to say the R word, repeat, but man, it was a heck of a year. And I appreciate all you guys. And I thank you again for doing what you did.
Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you covering us so much. I know there's a million teams you guys could choose to cover. So the fact you guys chose us, sometimes we really are appreciative of that. And you never have to apologize for taking my time. I always make time for you guys.
We appreciate it. Marcus, Xavier, thank you again, guys. Congratulations. Go enjoy, okay?
Appreciate you. Have a great day.
You got it. There they go. Marcus Garner, Xavier Williams, and head coach Josh Hose of the champions, the Massillon Tigers, for Division II and OHSAA high school basketball. Okay, I know we ran a little bit over there, but that's okay. We got the news coming up and the weather. And in a little bit, we'll talk some Guardians baseball here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Stay with us, 1310 WDPN.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. Airstrikes battered Iran, and Iranian missiles and drones targeted Israel's Tel Aviv and sites across the Mideast. The attacks came today after the president said the U.S. was in talks with the Islamic Republic to end the war. With more Marines on their way to the Gulf, both sides firing barrages, and Iran denying any negotiations are taking place. The war's tempo remained high. A day earlier, the president delayed his self-imposed deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Pakistan has offered to host diplomatic talks, but Iran's spokesman of its top military command said the armed forces would fight until, quote, complete victory. The Taliban government says authorities have released American academic Dennis Coyle, held in Afghanistan since January 2025. A statement from the country's foreign ministry said the researcher had been released in Kabul on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr, the holiday following Ramadan. It said the release followed an appeal from his family and after the country's Supreme Court considered his previous imprisonment sufficient. Coyle was detained in January 2025 on allegations of violating laws. Federal investigators looking into the collision between an Air Canada jet and a fire truck at New York's LaGuardia Airport, reviewing the cockpit voice recorder and actions inside the control tower. The NTSB plans to share more details today. The plane, carrying more than 70 people, slammed into the fire truck while landing late Sunday. 2 pilots were killed. Several passengers were injured. Most were able to escape the mangled aircraft. Investigators want to know more about the role of the air traffic controllers and whether they were distracted by an emergency with another plane just before the crash. President Trump has installed a statue of Christopher Columbus in the White House grounds, a replica of one thrown into Baltimore's Inner Harbor by protesters in 2020. The Conference of Presidents of major Italian-American organizations said Saturday the statue was placed on the north side of the Eisenhower Executive Office building in celebration of Italian-American history and culture. 13-foot replica was constructed in part using pieces of the shattered statue retrieved from the Baltimore Harbor. The original statue torn down amid protests sparked by the death of a black man in Minnesota. Delta Airlines has suspended its flight assistance service designated specifically for members of Congress. The decision comes after the Senate unanimously approved a proposal to end the preferential treatment lawmakers receive, including allowing them to skip the line at security checkpoints. Democrats holding up funding for the Department of Homeland Security over their refusal to support any funding bill that supports ICE and Customs and Border Protection. As a result, TSA agents have gone without pay since funding lapsed in mid-February, and airports have faced increasing call-outs from employees. DHS said more than 400 TSA officers have quit. Delta is located in Atlanta, home of the world's busiest airport. Hartsfield-Jackson has told travelers to allow for at least 4 hours before their flights to pass through TSA checkpoints because of, quote, current federal conditions. 46 degrees at 4:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Here's Mark Johnson's forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Afternoon highs today, 48 degrees, sunshine mixing with scattered clouds. Overnight, a mainly cloudy sky, a low of 33. Wednesday, warming up, mainly cloudy, a high near 60. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Welcome back, 1310 WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show. Want to thank Marcus Garner, Xavier Williams from the Massillon Tigers, and, of course, head coach Josh Hose for hanging out with us for about 15, 20 minutes. That was fun. That was really good. If you missed it, that'll be up in podcast, full video, full audio, a little bit after the show is over tonight on AM 1310 WDPN Facebook, Q92 Facebook, my Facebook page, and, of course, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. If you missed that, you want to go back and listen to that again. That was fun. We're going to be talking a little Guardians baseball here in a minute. We're going to bring in Mike Voorhees from MLB Guardscast. Do want to let everybody know that the Guardians open up play Thursday at 10:10. They will be in Seattle to take on the Mariners. Tanner Bybee will be on the mound that night. Thursday is going to be a fun day. We got opening day for the Guards. We'll have Sweet 16 NCAA tournament basketball going on. There'll be 4 games coming up on Thursday. The Cavaliers have a couple of games this week. We're getting closer and closer and closer to the NFL draft, which, by the way, is being held in Pittsburgh this year. Did you see what they did? Because they're holding the NFL draft. And when you hold the draft, you have a lot of work to do. And it involves closing down roads, opening up roads, putting up signs, bringing in things. They're calling school off for the kids for the whole week.
That's probably good. Pittsburgh does not have the infrastructure for that.
They just said, you know what? No school this week. We're getting ready for the NFL draft. So
the city was not designed for big events.
There you go. No, that's another place I just hate driving. Oh, my God. Our Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. Where do you think the OHSAA state basketball championship should be held? I gave you 4 choices. If you want to throw one in on your own, that's fine too. But we got it down to Dayton, Canton, Columbus, or Cleveland. Let us know where you think the title games should be played. 330-821-1310 is the number. You can get it on the chat too. And a little bit later on, I will run down the attendance figures for all 7 games, and I'll tell you my idea that has to do with the Hall of Fame Village. Okay, if you weren't with us earlier today. All right, let's switch gears now and talk a little baseball. Opening day is almost here. Matter of fact, the Guards in Arizona are playing right now at Chase Field. But Thursday night, it all begins for real. Let's bring in Mike Voorhees from MLB Guardscast to talk a little ball here this afternoon. Mike, good afternoon. How are we doing today, man?
Fantastic, Sammy. How are you, brother?
Doing well. You ready for opening day? You ready to go?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Let's go. It's time. The games actually count. Let's go.
30-plus Cactus League games. It is time to start the regular season. All right, Vegas has the Guardians between 78, 79.5, 80 wins for the projection as far as how many they'll get this year. What do you say about that number? And kind of what's your early prognostications for the kind of year that this team will have with the pitching that they have, the great young talent, but again, the absence of any big acquisitions?
Well, Sammy, you should know this by now. Cleveland continues to prove the doubters wrong. We did it last year. We came back from 15 down to Detroit. Vegas is wrong. I hate to say it. They're wrong. I think the Guardians are going to win somewhere between 85 and 88 games. I think you got to remember what division we're in. And I don't see Chicago doing anything. I don't think Minnesota stands a chance. Kansas City, they'll probably finish around 500. It's going to be between Detroit and us. And I don't think we win the division. I think we take the wild card, and we're going to give it everything we've got. If yesterday was a sign of things to come, Chase DeLauder hitting not 1 but 2 home runs in Arizona. I know it's a spring training game, but he looks really good this spring. As long as he can stay healthy, I expect big things from that young gun.
Well, and he's got a swing on him. I'll tell you that. Hosey went deep last night too. So the young kids, and here's, I know I'm gonna come off here like a curmudgeon here for a minute, but besides us being ridiculously frugal with the payroll, I don't like the way that they control players like they do for an extra year, because then they don't have to pay them a year earlier and get into a new contract. I'm pretty sure that Travis Bazzana is not going to be breaking with the Major League club to come back and start the year. DeLauder's going to be there. Valera's going to be there. Some of the other young kids are going to be there. How much are they counting on, some of the young guns that are finally ready to step up and go full time? What are they looking at there?
Well, we know that the Guardians didn't go after anybody in the offseason. They talked to a lot of players, but what they were trying to do is get players to platoon with some of these young with some of these young players. And as a veteran, they're like, nope, I don't want to platoon. The Guardians are very high on these young guns with George Valera. He showed what he could do in the postseason last year with us. I know DeLauder obviously didn't get a ton of time in the majors last year. It with Rocchio and obviously with Jose being the anchor, I expect big things. I think that if Valera can stay healthy and DeLauder stays healthy, moving Stephen Kwan to center field will make a ton of sense. You add Rhys Hopkins, and I know he's been injury prone the last few years, but in spring he has looked really good. Looks like the bat speed is there. Looks like he can provide some pop as well. And I'm excited to see what this team can do. And you said it, Sam, we've got some amazing pitching. They did announce the opening day roster today. And you are correct. Travis Bazzana will start the season in AAA. And I think that's a good thing. Let him show that he can stay healthy. And I don't think it will be very long before he is donning the Guardians jersey and manning second base at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario.
I think he's ready, Mike. I wish they would just throw him in there, but that's just what they do. As far as the rotation, and I think Logan Allen also is going to be starting in AAA from what I saw. But what does this rotation look like to you? Is it going to be a 4-man? Is it going to be a 5-man? How does it line up after Bybee on the hill?
I think it'll be a 5-man. Sam, I think Tanner, obviously, he'll start game 1. Gavin Williams is going to start game 2. I think Slade Ciccone will be game 3. Joey Cantillo in the 4 spot, and then Parker Messick, who beat out Logan Allen, will be pitcher number 5.
By the way, Guards lead the Diamondbacks 6-1 in the bottom of the 6th out in Chase Field, for those that are following along there. I heard some chatter last night about it was from Bobby DiBiasio. He was over at the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon Club, and he said that Angel Martinez looks bigger, stronger, faster, and should really, really up his game this year. What are you hearing about Martinez?
He has had a phenomenal spring. He has looked good. The fact that he can play anywhere, he is the super utility guy. Obviously, he made the team, and I have a feeling that he is going to make a difference for this lineup, being a switch hitter, being able to play all over the field. And again, he looked incredible this spring, and I see that carrying over to the regular season, and it'll start in Seattle. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Angel Martinez this year.
I think you're right. Mike Voorhees is our guest from MLB Guards Cast. Mike, where can people check you out and listen to the pod?
Well, we'll be live tonight on Facebook and X, and we have our YouTube channel as well. I'm on Facebook and Twitter at Mike Voorhees. Myself and Brian Shaw will be breaking down the 26-man opening day roster of the Guardians, and we'll get you set for the regular season. As you said, Sam, first pitch tomorrow night in Seattle, 10:10 Eastern time. I'm going to stay up and watch a little bit of baseball. I don't know about you, but I'll be tired on Friday, but it'll be okay.
Oh, yeah. I'll be up. I'll be watching for sure. Cade Smith, he's going to be the closer now. And put in a very difficult position a year ago, thanks to a couple of knuckleheads on the staff that are no longer there. But he really came in and pitched well after the first outing. What's his ceiling, Mike?
I think he could be a reliever of the year. I think that he now knows that he's the closer. He's not looking over his shoulder, waiting and thinking if the former closer was going to return. We'll keep his name out of my mouth. I don't want to say it. I'm not a fan of his right now, but I think Cade Smith can be one of the top closers in baseball this year. The Guardians went out, spent a little bit of money in the bullpen. We're going to have a pretty decent bullpen with 2 lefties as well. Hunter Gaddis will start the season on the injured list. Colin Holderman made the roster obviously in waiting for Gaddis to be healthy, and George Valera will start the season as well on the injured list. That opened up a roster spot for CJ Kafis, but the bullpen is going to look good. They're high on the Rule 5 pickup. Peyton Pallette from Chicago. He had a phenomenal spring. Connor Brogdon, who pitched for the Angels before, looked really good as well. And then we bring back Sean Armstrong, who pitched for us a while ago, but he's been a journeyman and he can provide some depth in that bullpen as well. And of course, you've got Heron and Sabrowski and Festa, and we're going to go out and give it everything we got. We may only score 1 or 2 runs a game, but we've got a bullpen that'll shut everybody down.
You brought up CJ Kafis. What are the expectations for him this year after watching a little bit of his action a year ago?
Well, obviously they went out and got Reese Hopkins. We needed a right-handed bat. I think CJ is here as long as Valera is injured. And then I think Kafis will go back down to AAA where he can play every day, continue to get better. And I think if Reese Hoskins if he shows any sort of decline, he goes and Kafis makes the jump back to the big league club. And the fact that he can play the outfield, he can play the infield. I think the ceiling is high for Kafis. He looks like he can handle it. He's a great defender. He can swing the bat. We know that the power can be there as well. So CJ could be a guy to watch out for if Reese struggles a little bit.
Now, I know that Kwani is going to be the starter in center this year, and he's got a little pop. I don't like him to have a lot of pop a lot because then he starts to think he can hit home runs all the time, but he can get the ball out of the park at times. But with the guys we've talked about, Mike, a lot of them, they're utility guys. They are guys that can play 3, 4, or 5 positions, which is good. But when I want to run a lineup out there, 162 games, I know there's going to be injuries. I want to have guys in spots. I just want to let them go, and I want them to be comfortable, and I want them to play. With that being said, where are we going to get the pop at the plate this year? Outside of
I think David Fry is a guy to keep an eye on. Obviously, he is healthy. He was not healthy last year. He is back. He's going to provide some depth behind the plate, backing up Bo Naylor and Austin Hedges. If David Fry is healthy, we will see a nice season from him. Obviously, Jose, the cornerstone, we know he's a 40-40 guy. I think Kyle Manzardo put on a little muscle in the offseason. He's another one that I think will hit the ball well. And don't be surprised, Gabriel Arias. I think that's somebody that people forget about him. I think if now knowing that he is at short, knowing that he's going to play every day, it's his job to lose. And Brian Rocchio, don't forget about him either. I mean, I understand we're not going to have a bunch of guys hitting 30, 40 home runs. I think Jose could hit 30 to 40 home runs, and I think Manzardo could probably give 20 to 25. I think Chase DeLauder is going to be right there with 20. Reese Hoskins, I mean, if he's healthy, 30 home runs, it's okay. We can play guards ball and we can get guys over, get them in. We know that Voter loves the utility guys and loves to be able to move parts. It helps when you have to pinch hit and have defensive replacements and things. That will really help us when you have flexibility.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out early. I'm not so sure that the team will look like they do in March than they will, at September,
Right.
because you never know with the division and acquisitions and injuries and things like that. It's going to be an interesting year. I got them pegged for right around 80. So we'll see if that's enough to get them in. I think Detroit is by far the best team in the division, and they went out and spent even more money this offseason. But it's going to be interesting. Again, I want these kids to get up there and play. Give them a shot. Bright lights.
Yeah.
I want them to know they're going to be on the lineup card, and just let them go out there and we can see what we've got, because the Guardians have done a pretty decent job of drafting and getting guys in condition to play and have long careers. I just want to see that up on the field. 10-10. Thursday night, Seattle, Cleveland. It's going to be Bybee and it's going to be Gilbert, and that will start 1 of 162. Mike Voorhees, MLB Guards Cast. Always appreciate the time, my man, and looking forward to opening day on Thursday.
Absolutely, Sammy. Appreciate it. You know me. Anytime you want to talk Guards, give me a call. I'll be here.
You got it. There he goes, Mike Voorhees, MLB Guards Cast, joining us here on the show, 1310 WDPN. Opening day in 2 days. All right, we'll take a break and come back. Stay with us.
Dust off the leg warmers, the arts are going totally tubular. Arts in Stark's campaign for the arts is cranking up the volume on creativity across Stark County. From inspiring kids in classrooms to powerful performances to colorful public art, the art makes our community shine. But even the best mixtape needs a little support. Make your gift today at artsandstark.com and help keep the arts loud, proud, and totally awesome. Arts in Stark's campaign for the arts. Now that's radical.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
All right, so guess what your host did again today? Blew right by Sammy's best bet. But that's okay. We had some good stuff on for you. Hey, we hit last night again. I think it's 3 in a row. Last night we had the Pistons plus 2.5 at home against the Lakers. LA had won 9 games in a row. We took Detroit. We hit it. Pistons won the game outright. They had 2 star players out last night, too. I told you that line was fishy. Pistons get it done at home. All right, tonight we're going to go back to the NBA. This will be fun. I normally don't play the Cavs one way or the other, but tonight we are. They've got the Orlando Magic in town, 8 o'clock at Rocket Arena. Don't forget tonight's game is on NBC and Peacock, the Magic and the Cavaliers at 8 p.m. Cavs are laying 10.5 to Orlando. Seems like a pretty big number. The total is 230.5. And if you've been looking at a lot of the NBA scores the last couple of nights, nobody's playing defense. Nobody's trying to guard anybody. Nobody's trying to stop anybody. Last night, Oklahoma City scores 123. Pacers score 128. Spurs 136. The Hawks 146. The Raptors scored 143. The Warriors scored 137. Nobody's playing defense. They're not playing defense tonight either. Take the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Orlando Magic over the 230.5. That's the total tonight. We're going to go over the Cavs and the Magic over 230.5. That's Sammy B's best bet. We do it Monday through Friday, normally at 4:29. Today we had to push it back a little bit, but that's our best bet tonight. Cavs and Magic over 230.5. at Sammy's Best Bet. All right, checking out some scores today. The Guardians and the Diamondbacks are playing out at Chase Field. It's in the top of the fifth inning. The Guards 6, Arizona 4. This is the final exhibition game of the season. And just looking at some stats here real quick before we get to the top of the hour. Guardians scored 4 in the first, 2 in the third. The Snakes got 4 in the bottom of the fourth inning. Rocchio homered today. Gabby Arias singled in a couple of runs. Daniel Schneemann homered today. Pitching wise, let's see who was on the bump today for Cleveland. Parker Messick, 3 2/3 innings today, 6 hits, 4 runs all earned, struck out 4 and walked 1. But it's the final exhibition game of the year. Guards lead the Rattlebacks 6-4 in the top of the fifth inning. Opening night, Thursday night in Seattle, a little bit after 10 o'clock. We get 2 hours in. One more big one to go here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Stick around. Lots to come. 1310 WDPN.
An Alliance tradition for over half a century. You can always count on WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Oil prices back up after yesterday's dip following President Trump's comments that the U.S. and Iran are engaged in talks. Iran denies that the talks have been happening, but the president insists they are taking place. ABC's Karen Travers says Pakistan could help broker talks in the future.
Yesterday, a Pakistani official familiar with these conversations told our Mariam Khan that there are talks that are being developed, that Pakistan could play a role in this. An in-person meeting in Islamabad is on the table potentially in this 5-day window that the president has laid out at this point over this coming week.
Senate Republicans say they're moving ahead with a funding package to end the partial government shutdown. It would fund all DHS agencies except immigration. Democrats, though, say it does not address demands for reform. TSA workers on the job now without pay for 39 days are calling in sick in record numbers. President Trump sending ICE agents to some airports across the country to help. This is ABC News.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Spring fashion has arrived at Macy's stores, and Macy's VIP sale is the best time to save on all of it. Come in and find our best brands like Good American, Tommy Hilfiger, and Calvin Klein, all for 25% off. Plus, beauty and fragrance from Burberry, Prada, and more is now 15% off. Or Star Rewards members can earn Star money even faster on everything else. Only at Macy's VIP sale today. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Clint Marshall on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:02. Visiting prosecutor Raymond Grogan has requested a delay in the trial of 2 Canton police officers charged in an in-custody death. Bo Shanegi and Candid Birch are accused in the death of Frank Tyson of Canton Township following his April 2024 arrest. The jury trial was scheduled to begin April 20th. Grogan is seeking a 60-day continuance due to his son's cancer treatment. Defense attorneys did not object and say they have a scheduling conflict with another trial. Canton man arraigned Monday after a crash that left him and another driver injured. 29-year-old Mitchell Usich is charged with felonious assault, reckless operation, and improperly handling a firearm in a vehicle. Bond set at $50,000. A status conference scheduled for Wednesday in Canton Municipal Court. Police say Usich rear-ended a car on Cleveland Avenue Northwest near 30th Street Friday morning while a loaded gun was in his vehicle. He suffered minor injuries. 28-year-old Riley Fast of Canton, the other driver, was transported to Mercy Hospital with serious injuries. Canton man faces consequences for a violent November attack. 24-year-old Anil Bautista pleaded guilty Monday to aggravated assault for stabbing 3 men on Maple Avenue Northeast in Canton. Stark County Common Pleas Judge Christina Farmer sentenced Bautista to 3 years probation, 200 hours of community service, and ordered a mental health evaluation. Canton police say a man was stabbed Monday at his apartment and his live-in partner is facing charges. 41-year-old Modupe Sidiko, accused of using a kitchen knife, injured the man's forearm. Sidiko was arraigned in Canton Municipal Court today. Bond set at $35,000. A status conference scheduled for Friday. Police said they had responded to the apartment 14 times since Christmas and had arrested both residents last month for disorderly house. State officials say patients were in real and present danger before a Canton nursing home was shut down. Now it's going up for auction. The House of Loretto on Harvard Avenue Northwest to be sold online May 11th through the 13th with a starting bid of $1.25 million. Sale includes the building and more than $1 million in equipment. Facility was closed in January after serious health and safety violations were discovered. All residents were relocated. Lake Township Board of Trustees met Monday, approving payroll, financial reports, and expenditures for road supplies and storm cleanup. Brian Kohler was hired as Zoning and Economic Development Administrator, succeeding Nicole Wilkinson, and will start Monday. Owen Playmail will join as part-time Reserve Uniontown police officer pending tests. Board approved resignations from Lieutenant Nathan Weidman, who left March 13th, and part-time Road Department employee Samuel Lespiza, effective May 21st. Trustees also approved the 2026 budget of $21.2 million, authorized an ODOT safety sign grant, granted fiscal officers signing authority for purchase orders, and recognized updated Ohio fire and building codes. Police say speed led to a crash off the Randolph-Jennings Bridge in East Liverpool. Around 2:45 Sunday morning, 31-year-old Malaya Fultz of Reynoldsburg drove off the bridge and fell about 200 feet onto River Road. She overcorrected after striking a wall. Fultz, who was wearing a seatbelt, suffered minor injuries. Charges are pending. An appeal underway for a Wellsville man convicted in a bar assault case. 38-year-old Jamar Pulley challenging his guilty plea after representing himself in court. Charges stem from an incident last July outside the Eagles bar where police say he assaulted 3 people. Judge denied his request to withdraw the plea, saying he was properly informed of his rights. His attorney has now filed an appeal, and his jail sentence is on hold. Prosecutors say charges will be refiled against an Austintown man shot by police after a judge dismissed the case for now. 33-year-old Jacob Hall was set for a trial on weapons and menacing charges stemming from a November incident on North Yorkshire Boulevard. Investigators say Hall fired at officers before being wounded. No officers were injured. Ohio BCI is still reviewing the shooting, and prosecutors say key evidence remains under analysis in a report more than 1,000 pages long. Youngstown's first homicide victim of 2026 has been identified. The Mahoning County Coroner's Office says 24-year-old Terrence Sims was shot multiple times Friday around noon in the parking lot of a barber shop on the 700 block of Canfield Road. He died at the scene. Police say they do not know how Sims knew the shooter. Authorities also searching for a car suspected in the incident. Southern Park Mall owner Cohen Retail Investment Group is again behind on property taxes, owing nearly $339,000 as of Monday. The New York-based company purchased the mall in December 2024, and it paid over $1 million in delinquent taxes and penalties last December. Boardman Township trustees previously asked the Ohio Attorney General to investigate the company for alleged fraud. Cohen and mall manager Bill McClure have not commented. Fatal motorcycle crash in Masery earlier this month led to charges against an elderly woman. 87-year-old Elspeth McKeague is charged with vehicular manslaughter. Police say on March 8th, she tried to turn left onto Addison Avenue across westbound Route 82 when her car was struck by a motorcycle. 62-year-old David Rice died at the scene. His passenger was hospitalized. McKeague is set to be arraigned April 7th in Trumbull County, Eastern District Court. 47 degrees at 5:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
This weather is brought to you by Grove Appliance Furniture and Mattress, local, trusted, and family-owned for 90 years, with a huge selection of appliances, furniture, and mattresses to go with unmatched customer service. A little chill in the air for your Tuesday afternoon. Bright sunshine mixing with a few scattered clouds as we head through. 48 degrees for the high. Overnight, mainly cloudy skies moving in. Our low 33. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Rediscover the comfort of home with Grove Appliance Furniture and Mattress, your hometown spot for comfort, quality, and style. From sleek new appliances that make life easier to furniture that actually fits the way you live, Grove helps you create a space that feels like home. And with hundreds of fabric options, you can make it completely your own. Don't forget about their design center. If you're looking for a complete overhaul, they can help you with all of it, from cabinets and countertops to backsplashes and sleek appliances. Their local team takes time to find out exactly what you need. No pressure, no guessing, just honest advice and real service. And if you're upgrading on a budget, check out Grove's Scratch and Dent Room, where small imperfections mean big savings on top brands. Because when your home feels right, everything else just works. Grove Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress. Hometown comfort. Made simple.
Come see us at Grove, where it always feels like home.
Live from the AM1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, Meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM1310 WDPN.
The water slams it. Boy, that sounded good. Alec Thomas up against the wall, and it's gone. And this is why everybody says this young kid is going to be a good one. Chase DeLauder in the top 10 of the MVP of the American League 8 different times. And that one sounds like a home run as well. And the Guardians here at Chase go back to back.
Now to Banchero. Banchero has it blocked!
Baby!
Outside for Danis. Danis drives. Danis from the baseline. Fires, fills it with 24.6 left.
AM 1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. It is 5:10. One more big hour to go. Phone lines open. 330-821-1310. 330-821-1310. Text line, we're ready. 330-924-7088. And the Q92 Radio YouTube channel up in Roman. You can watch and listen live every day, 3 until 6 p.m. And we got the chat room open today. I'll have Rainsburg peruse the chats that have come in and maybe get those out over the air here in a couple of minutes. I want to thank Massillon head coach Josh Hose and two of his outstanding players, Marcus Garner and Xavier Williams, for joining us on the show. We had a good time with the fellas. If you missed that interview, it'll be up live audio. I'm sorry, live. It won't be live. It's already live. It'll be up in podcast, video, and audio tonight a little bit after the show on all of our social media platforms, so make sure you check that out. Thanks to Mike Voorhees from MLB Guards Cast. We talked a little Guardians baseball last hour as well. The poll question of the day: where should the OHSAA State Basketball Championship games be held? Dayton, Canton, Columbus, or Cleveland? Or if you have another city you'd like to throw in there, by all means. Where do you think the state championship games should be held with the OHSAA? Dayton, Canton, Columbus, or Cleveland? Let us know. My dream is for the Hall of Fame Village to build about an 8,000 seat arena. Concerts, events. I think it would be perfect for the OHSAA State Basketball Championships. Football games are already here at a beautiful stadium. The Village is starting to get back, coming together now. We're going to get that hotel up there. We're going to get that water park. We're going to get some more retail. Some more restaurants are going to figure it out. All the other, the grass and the trees and the walking path, everything's going to be done. Everything's going to look awesome. And when it finally gets done, I think maybe an arena could be the missing piece. Now, look, you know me. I would love to see a casino go in over there. But I would also love to see an arena that you could use 365 days a year. It doesn't have to be some 20,000 seat monstrosity. 8,000, 7,500. Just imagine what you could do there. You know, I know they had, there was plans, excuse me, for a renovation of the Civic Center downtown. I don't know where that stands. I know they were going to be doing a lot of things. It was going to be a pretty serious renovation. They decided to go that route instead of building a new one. But I haven't seen anything. Does anybody know what's going on with the Civic Center? Has the renovation started? Have they done anything? And I'm not trying to be a smart aleck. I don't know what they have done and what they have done as far as their plans were, what they were going to do. I heard about, a new sound system, a couple of fresh coats of paint, maybe, working on some of the other areas, the seating, dressing it up a little bit, the HVACs. I don't know where that's at. And if anybody has any info, anything, please just shout it out right now. You can call, text, email, put it on the chat. I've had a lot of people reach out to me today and yesterday. Why don't they host basketball games there anymore? I don't know. Is it the rent? Is it they don't have the dates? They don't want it? I don't know. But just bear with me here on this. I went back and I looked at the attendance figures for all 7 state championship basketball games this weekend at UD Arena. And I think this is going to kind of help me make my point here a little bit. Well, I think you could, if you would go that route, if you could get an arena built at the Hall of Fame Village, there's no reason in the world, I don't think the OHSAA, I think they'd come here and play those games. I think they would. All right, here's the crowds at Dayton. Again, Dayton holds 13,500. Division I state championship, 4,635. Princeton and Bradley. Division II, Massillon, Westerville North, 4,642. Division III, Trotwood and Steubenville, 5,771. Division IV, Glenville and Cincinnati, Wyoming, 3,415. Division V, Columbus Academy and Lutheran East, 2,613. You could have played that at a lot of our gyms in Stark County. You would have had plenty of room for that crowd. Division VI, Highland and Marion Local. Great game. 4,459. Division VII, this was the big one. Delphos St. John's and Kalida had 7,408. Those are the official OHSAA attendance numbers for this weekend at UD Arena. Those are not good numbers. We've had discussions about this before. We've talked about the attendance at the state championship football games in Canton, in Columbus. We've had talks about the state championship games in basketball in Columbus and in Dayton. And I know we are far removed from how things used to be, but these numbers to me are very, very frightening. Very frightening.
I don't know if it's that surprising.
Well, it's not surprising.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still very alarming.
Yeah,
to me.
I can agree with alarming.
St. John Arena in Columbus, the good old days, capacity was 13,276. Hottest ticket in town. Didn't matter who was playing. It didn't matter. Now, there was only 3 divisions for a while, A, AA, and AAA. Then they went to 4 divisions. It was a hot ticket. It was an event for the weekend. You didn't need teams that were 26-0 going against each other. It was just the place to be. It was the tournament. It was the finals. It was St. John. It was Columbus. Let's go. And the crowds were phenomenal. The thousands and thousands of people that bought state books of tickets for every single game. And those people showed up in their seats and they were there. Now, sometimes people passed their tickets off because they didn't want to go to every single game. But those tickets were bought and paid for. It was a hot ticket. Okay? Then they went to the Schottenstein Center. So immediately your capacity jumped over 6,000. Now you're talking about a 19,000-seat arena. It's too big. Ticket demand went way off. Crowds were low. You started allowing live video, television, stream. And the crowds they have been disappointing. To me, they've been disappointing. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe this is the world we're living in now, and this is it. I don't expect 7, 8, 9, 10,000 people to show up for these games, but 2,600. These are folks. These are state championship games. These are the best of the best of the best of the best. One game, 32 minutes. A champion is crowned. It's a big deal. Maybe it isn't a big deal anymore. I mean, do we have apathy now with the finals of the OHSAA basketball? Is that where we're at? 330-821-1310. You can text 330-924-7088. Get your chat in on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel, and we'll read those chats as they come in. But these crowds they're bad. They're bad. In an almost 14,000-seat arena, you could have gotten away. Every one of these crowds you could have got with an arena that held 7,500 people. Every game. And some of them, you could have gotten in a gym that held 3,500. Is it the matchups? Is it the fact that it's not centrally located? Is it the long drive? Was it the fact that gas is $4 a gallon? The hotel rooms go up, 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 up. When they know you're coming, the prices go up, 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 up. Or is it just not the thing anymore? Is it just not what it used to be? Where would you want the OHSAA finals held? Where do you think it would be best? What would draw the biggest crowds? The most enthusiastic? Make it a hot ticket again. Would it be in Dayton, Canton, Columbus, or Cleveland? And what about the venue? And again, my pipe dream is build an arena at the Hall of Fame Village, holds about 8,000 people. Make it nice. Great Wi-Fi, nice seats, nice big scoreboard, an excellent sound system. I know parking probably could be an issue, but there's ways to figure that out. Easy access in and out. Make it a special thing. I'm not saying Dayton doesn't make it special. They do. They try. They try hard. They're very nice, very accommodating. You had a question, they'll help you. They go out of their way to help you. Trust me, I had questions down there the last 2 years. Just figuring out different things. But where would you like the finals to be held? Dayton, Canton, Columbus, or Cleveland? Let us know. I'll run down our results on X and Facebook when we come back here after the break. But I'd love to get your feedback. I would love to get your input here. I'm holding out hope for that arena at the Village. It's probably not going to happen, but I think it makes sense. I think it makes a lot of sense. But I'm just looking at these. I looked at the box scores and I looked at the attendance. And I don't know. I was sad. I was sad of what it's come to with the low amount of people that show up anymore for these title games. I'm just kind of trying to figure out what's the biggest reason why. I know there's 5 or 6 reasons, but what's the biggest reason why?
I wonder what the viewership numbers were like on those games.
That's a great question. It's a great question.
That would be a good metric for determining how many people we lost just to video alone.
Because I know that if you are a subscriber to Spectrum, you get the games for free.
Uh-huh.
If you are not a subscriber, you can get them. But I think you had to pay, I think it was $9.99, $10.99 per game.
That's not terrible. No.
It's not terrible. And again, you've given people another reason not to go.
Yeah.
When they can watch it. Now, radio is different. Oh, Sam, you're not going to ever, you're not going to turn on radio. Of course I'm not going to turn on radio. Radio and TV are 2,000 miles apart from each other. How many people stay home to listen to a game on the radio? How many people stay home to watch a game on TV? Radio piques your interest. Television makes your decision. That's a golden rule. And it makes so much sense. But why are the attendance numbers down? What's the biggest reason? Let's try to figure that out. Let's take a break. 24 minutes past the hour. Phones are open, 330-821-1310. Get that chat in on the live chat on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more of the Sam Bourquin Show here on 1310 WDPN.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, wishes the best of luck to Stark County student athletes this fall, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
$1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the show. We'll be with you until 6 o'clock tonight. Checking out some of the messages on social media. A lot of you want these final games to be in Columbus again. John, Joanne, Tom, Joe, Amy, they all want them in Columbus. Scott says Wheeling. Dan says Columbus is preferred, but if people aren't going to go, then why would Ohio State want it? The last 3 years, they've been able to have the girls host the NCAA opening weekend because the games aren't there. I understand that, but it is a great location. Rick says, hold the games in Canton. Get a new arena. Let's go. George says Columbus, but he thinks Akron-Canton might work. Chad says Canton at the Fieldhouse. Chad, yeah, it's not quite big enough of a venue for all 7. You could get like 2 or 3 division games in there, but not all 7. You just need more room. You need a lot extra stuff. Brent says, how about the Convocation Center in Athens? That's a long drive. How much further is Athens than Dayton from us here? Athens has got to be, 3.5 hours? 3 hours and 45 minutes? It's a great arena. But again, you don't need that size of an arena either. The Convo holds 13,000. You don't need anything that big. Jim says alternate games each year. Mike says Columbus if they want it. You would need a partnership with Akron if it was to happen here. JP says previous champs the year before they hosted. Bring it to Tiger Town. Let's go. Lloyd says, go back to St. John Arena, please. History in a great setting. Keep the comments coming in. We'll give you the results on our poll question, too, when we get the opportunity. Right now, it's time for a little On This Day in sports history. 1962, Benny Kid Parrott was knocked into unconsciousness in a boxing match with Emil Griffith at Madison Square Garden. He died 10 days later. It was the first televised death in the ring. Oh, my goodness. On this day in 1992, Mario Lemieux, or Mario Lamux, as I used to call him, scored his 1,000th career point in his 513th game. He was the second fastest player in the NHL to record 1,000 points. NBA 2002, Michael Finley, he was a stud. Of the Dallas Mavericks, he became the 238th NBA player to surpass 10,000 career points. And on this day in 2005, the NHL canceled its draft due to a 6-month player lockout. That is on this day in sports history. We get the news and weather next. One more big half hour to go here on 1310 WDPN.
Here's the latest news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30. The Israel Defense Forces said Iran launched multiple waves of missiles at Israel today, striking the coastal city of Tel Aviv. The strike resulted in damage to a multi-story apartment building. It's not immediately clear whether the damage was caused directly by a missile strike or by debris following an interception by anti-missile defense systems. Israel's Fire and Rescue Service said it was searching for civilians trapped in one building and discovered others at a shelter in another damaged building. The Kuwaiti Army said its air defenses were intercepting missile attacks and hostile drones overnight. Falling debris from air defense interceptions struck overhead power lines in several areas of the country. President Trump said Monday he ordered a 5-day pause on planned U.S. strikes against Iranian energy sites. Trump saying both sides discussed a complete and total resolution of the conflict, now entering its 4th week. Talks between the U.S. and Iran took place Sunday night, involving Special Envoys Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff and their Iranian counterparts. The president noted a deal could happen within 5 days. He said the U.S. is not negotiating with Iranian leader Mojtaba Khamenei. Senior Israeli political sources in Jerusalem said the U.S. informed Israel of the president's decision and that he asked Israel to refrain from striking Iranian power plants and infrastructure during the 5-day window. California jury ordered Bill Cosby to pay $59.25 million to a woman he drugged and raped in 1972. The amount reached Monday by the jury in the civil case on establishing punitive damages for plaintiff Donna Motzinger. Jurors decided on $40 million in punitive damages for the former Bay Area waitress. In addition to the $19.25 million Motzinger was awarded earlier in the day. With an appeal by Cosby already announced, it's doubtful Motzinger, who sued in 2023, will see much of the award anytime soon. Plus, Cosby is said to be nearly broke, so he might not have any cash on hand, even if an appeal fails. Pfizer seeking regulatory approval for a Lyme disease vaccine that showed 73% efficacy in a late-stage clinical trial. If cleared, it would be the first human vaccine against the disease approved in over 2 decades. Lyme disease transmitted to humans through the bite of an infected deer tick with symptoms ranging from a rash to fatigue and arthritis. Roughly 500,000 Americans are diagnosed with or treated for the bacterial infection annually. Pfizer's vaccine may face scrutiny. Too few trial participants contracted Lyme disease to prove the shot was effective, and a key metric, at least 20% of the worst cases. An illegal alien released into the U.S. by the Biden administration charged with murdering 18-year-old Sheridan Gorman, a freshman at Loyola University in Chicago. 25-year-old Jose Medina from Venezuela was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and 4 other counts. According to police, March 19th, Sheridan Gorman was walking with a group of friends near Toby Prince Beach in the Rogers Park neighborhood. when Medina allegedly approached the group wearing a mask and started shooting in their direction. Gorman was hit in the head and died at the scene. Sunday, ICE revealed Medina was apprehended at the southern border in May of 2023. Thanks to the Biden administration's catch and release policy, he was released into the U.S. Interior. On June 9th, 2023, was arrested in Chicago for shoplifting. Thanks to the city's sanctuary policies, he was released without being turned over to ICE for arrest and deportation. 47 degrees at 5:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Meteorologist Mark Johnson has the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Sunshine mixing with scattered clouds throughout your Tuesday afternoon. Look for a high today, dry, cool, 48. Overnight tonight, our low 33 under a mainly cloudy sky. Wednesday, some sunshine and clouds, our high near 60. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Welcome back, everybody. 5:35 is our time. 1310 WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show. Chats are coming in on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We've talked about a lot of stuff today. Poll question: where would you like to see the state basketball finals held? OHSAA championship games: Canton, Dayton, Columbus, or Cleveland? Let us know. I'm going to check our results right now on the on X 1310 WDPN. And I'll give you some of the results on Facebook and on the Q92 radio page. Boy, a lot of you want Columbus. And I get it. It's because of the central location. And I'd be good with it, too. It's just the Schottenstein Center stinks for an atmosphere. It's so blah. But I do love Columbus for a location, man. 2 hours down and 2 hours back. Columbus at 58%, Canton at 21%, Dayton at 17%, Cleveland is at 4%. At AM 1310 WDPN on X, you can get your votes in as well on my X page at Sam Bourquin 16. Give me a follow, too, while you're there. What the heck?
Shout out to George on Facebook. He chimed in to let us know that each one of those high school games was $9.99 a piece.
For Spectrum, if you're a non-subscriber, so $10.
$10 a game.
$10. Okay.
That's pretty good because, I know tickets are not getting any cheaper.
Well,
so
I'll tell you what, the adult tickets this year were $18. Kids were $10.
So you're saving money.
See?
Because, if you take your whole family to that, that's
That's
36.
That's $56 right there
56,
to get in, and that's with a family of 4, and that's mom, dad, 2 kids. You gotta have a hotel to stay at if you're going to be there for multiple days. You got to eat, you got to drink, it's a lot of money. You got to pay for the gas.
Now, is that one of those things where that $18 ticket covers all the games for the weekend?
No.
Yeah, I don't blame I don't blame those crowd sizes for going down. That's rough.
Well, I will tell you this. I know a lot of people are in the same boat too. I drove down to Wright State on Saturday, and I drove back Saturday night. I drove down to Dayton Sunday morning. And I drove back from Dayton Saturday night. So, you know that I spent over $125 in gas. That's hideous.
That's crazy.
Because of where it was at. That was at $3.79. Now it's $3.99. And I don't drive a Grand Cherokee. I wouldn't call it a gas hog.
No, it's better than a lot of
But
SUVs.
you know what I mean? But still, I spent over $125 just in gas for 2 days of going back and forth to Dayton and Wright State. And I know a lot of you did the same. And I didn't even stay for a hotel. I couldn't do it. It wasn't going to work. No way.
I don't know if you'd have done the math on all that gas beforehand, you might have saved money renting a hotel room.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what they do? They jack those rooms up when they know you're coming.
Uh-huh.
You know what
There's
I mean?
an event in town.
Sure. Plus, look, if I'd have had my way, I'd have stayed at the courtyard, which was literally, I could have walked to the arena. But I guarantee you that was almost $200 a night to stay there. I guarantee it.
Oh, man.
It just wasn't happening.
I straight up do not even care. If I had your vehicle, I'd just sleep in the back. Take a pillow and a blanket.
I do keep it nice and clean in there.
They don't even have to be clean. There's plenty. There's room to sleep. That's all I need.
Rangebourg taking my Grand Cherokee and just parking it in the Dayton parking lot, just hanging out.
Hey, look,
that's funny.
That's a thing around here. Jake does that too.
Really?
No.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
Well, he's got a big truck.
Yeah.
That's a big old truck.
I know. You get a whole bed. That's what I'm saying. That's why they call it a truck bed.
I guess. Yeah, but I mean, I guess, I understand, like the attendance numbers are what they are. And look, here's what I'm kind of driving at. I want these kids to be able to play in the greatest atmosphere of their lives. And that usually involves a lot of people. And yeah, maybe 4,600 is a big crowd to some. Maybe 2,500 is a big crowd to some. But it used to be so much bigger. And again, I know times have changed. I would be willing to bet that out of the groups and the coaches and the families and the basketball junkies that used to make a whole weekend of it in Columbus decades ago, I bet that's down 60 to 65%. And that's a big thing, because you had people buying tickets to every single game, and they would go to every single game. And if there's a couple that they didn't go, they'd give their tickets to somebody else, and they would go in and use them. But people just don't do that anymore. You've got, family, responsibilities, work. But they were able to do it before. So I don't know. But that just doesn't happen the way it used to. But Dayton, Canton, Columbus, or Cleveland, where would you like to see the OHSAA state championship games held? Let us know. We'll keep tally. And you can get it on the voting up until, I think, 10 o'clock tonight. I'm going to leave it up there till then. But I just kind of want to get your thoughts there. I do want to thank Massillon Massillon coach Josh Hose and his great players, a couple of great kids, Marcus Garner, and Xavier Williams, for joining us today. If you missed that, we will have the full video, full audio up in podcast a little bit after the show is over tonight on all of our social media platforms. Thanks to Mike Voorhees from MLB Guardscast for talking a little Guardians baseball today as well.
It was pretty cool to see Xavier on camera. I've only ever heard of the legend that is Xavier Williams, but it's cool to have him in the studio.
It was some great kids, and some of the kids that Braylon Gamble, Jadis Thigpen, Isaiah Lamp.
I know. I would have loved to.
I don't want to miss everybody. Who's the young fellow I'm forgetting right now? Gio Jackson. And look, I know there was more kids on the team, but Massillon pretty much played a rotation of 7. Terrion Wells. They played 7 guys. That was it. And they were as well. Here's another thing that doesn't get talked about enough. They were as well-conditioned a team as I've seen in a long time. I mean, those guys were running their rear ends off and shooting and jumping and flying and diving. They had the same energy late in the fourth quarter as they did in the first quarter. I'm not saying they didn't get tired, but they had juice left in the tank in the fourth quarter. And I think some of these other teams, they ran a little bit low. And that's when they pounced. And that's when they made the big plays, and that's how they won a title. And I don't know if coach was, running them ragged during practice and stuff like that, but they had plenty of gas in the tank. Just talking about Xavier Williams, that chase down block. You don't make that kind of play late in the fourth quarter if you don't have any electricity left in your legs. He did it. Geo Jackson jumping all around in the fourth quarter. Plenty of energy left in the tank.
We got a quick call on the 1310. It's a buddy of yours from Akron. If you want to talk to him real quick.
All right, let's do it. What time we got? 5:44. We got time. Let's go to the Rubber City and let's go. 1310 WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show. Good afternoon.
Hey Sam,
what's up, Jimmy?
Akron.
How you doing, bud?
Hey, doing okay. I think with the high school basketball games and stuff, I think it's just over the years. It's just, or this is just me.
Okay.
That over the years, it's just a different time and era. Yes, you'll still get some loyal fans that I think that'll go almost no matter where they're played at. To me, best place would be Columbus.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of centrally located. But I mean, I think of when I was in high school, and that was a long time ago. It was like, everybody, when it come playoff time, tournament time, that, I mean, you just, it was like that was just what you did. Everybody went.
Right.
Where now, it's like between kids working, and parents, parents working.
Yeah, it's a different time.
Parents aren't even, maybe even together to be able to do that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just different things that go into it. That because like when I was in high school in the mid to late 70s, so it's like when I was in high school, you had Central Howard, Barberton, McKinley, and those teams were some dynamite teams.
Oh yeah, and the people showed up, and they were great games too. You got to remember, back and you're up there in Akron, Jimmy. I mean, Akron Central Howard, the enrollment was the population of the city of Akron. All the great jobs were still there. So Central Howard, not even around anymore, but they drew huge crowds there. Barberton, same thing with them. And we're going back a little bit here, but McKinley, the incredible following they had with the city of Canton and the population. Yeah, times have changed. I guess I need to really come around with that. I'm kind of a little bit. I just don't want to let that time go because I really wish the folks today, and I would say the age group from 21 to 35 or 40 could experience what we experienced then, and I think they would absolutely love it and would have had a ball too.
I do too. I do too, without question. But like you say, the era when I was in, you had, the rubber companies were still big and strong up here, and like you say that, and just like you say, the population, there were a lot more. Where people now with jobs, have moved out of town or had to make adjustments in different jobs and different things of that sort. That, like you say, Central Howard's not even around anymore. That it was always funny up here because I can remember when you get down the line in the tournament, Central Howard and Barberton would play each other.
Yep.
Then the winner would end up getting McKinley, and eventually to get to Columbus.
Yep. That was almost like the annual rite of the tournament for those two or three teams to be involved almost every year.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. I mean, it was like, those were some dynamite for high school games. Are you kidding? Those were fun to watch.
Yeah, they were. That was a golden era back then for sure. I know it's never going to come back to that, but what the heck, if we could give it a little kick in the pants, maybe bring some people back, get some new blood. Maybe we could drive those crowds up again, but who knows?
Well, yeah, like you say, hard to say, but it would be fun for the high school age kids now to be able to experience what I did, you did, that, at the time when you were in school. And I mean, it was a fun time.
Oh, it was a great time. But again, that's why we hold on to the memories. That's for sure. Jimmy, always a pleasure, man. Thanks for checking in today. We loved hearing from you.
Okay, talk to you soon.
There he goes. Jim and Akron checking in here at 1310 WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show. Like I was just thinking about today. Can you imagine St. John Arena? And let's go back, I don't know, 15 years maybe to 20 years ago. No live TV, 13,000 seat iconic arena. Massillon, Westerville North. Can you imagine what the crowd would have been, the atmosphere that would have been in there? I mean, Westerville's a hop, skip, and a jump from St. John. Massillon people would have, you kidding me? That would have been phenomenal. And I'm not saying it wasn't phenomenal in Dayton. It was. But you had 4,500 as opposed to 13,000. A little bit of a difference there. But it's still a state title. And you're still the first team to do it in the history of the school. And you can never take that away. And like I was telling, the players and Coach Josh Hose, over the years, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years from now, the stories will be bigger and better and more exaggerated. And who knows? 30 years from now, somebody will say, yeah, I remember I was down in Dayton. 13,000 people were there for that Massillon state title game. Nobody will know. What are you going to do? Go back and look it up? People won't be looking stats up 30 years from now. I don't know how they'll find out the information, but they'll probably be like some kind of AI-generated thing on a wall. You'll get to say, hey, how many people were this, that, and the other on this date? Boom, it'll just appear out of nowhere.
I will never, ever ask an AI thing on a wall a question and expect an answer.
I have enough trouble getting an answer out of Alexa anymore.
The closer we get to the AI future where AI controls everything, the closer I get to becoming a Mennonite and avoiding technology forever.
Oh, it's my friend, and you're a lot younger than me.
I know,
but it's coming.
I like technology.
It's coming strong.
Grew up with technology.
It's
ready to swear off of it.
It's the AI thing. Holy cow! Chat GPT. It's going to be wild. It's already wild.
It's
now.
bad. It's already really bad.
It's wild now. I see our friends from Channel 5 in Cleveland were down in Massillon today. You want to check out the Tigers tonight on Channel 5 in Cleveland, 6 o'clock and 11 o'clock tonight. Interviewing, coaching some players. Yeah, they are on the circuit. They're doing it. It's fun. Probably a little rough. You kids are trying to go to class, go to school, handle all these requests, live their lives. They're just kids. They're kids. They're teenagers. But this is fun. This is fun for them. This is what it's all about. This is what happens when you are a state champion. This is all part of it. But man, what a time. What a time these kids are having right now. That's just fantastic. It really is. In 2 years in a row, we had a state title from Stark County. Louisville last year and Massillon this year. Who's it going to be next year? And it's way too early to tell. And I'm not even really asking. I'm asking, but I'm not asking.
I'm
just throwing it out there. Like, who's going to win it next year?
I can tell you one thing definitely for certain. If Massillon is in whatever Dayton is next year again, Massillon's crowd is going to be double the size it was this year.
You think so?
I guarantee that.
What are you going to do? You going to take live TV away at Rangeburg?
No, but Massillon fans,
I was hoping you would.
when they have a much more better idea that they think they're going to win, they travel way crazier.
Well, they had more people there than Westerville. I can tell you that.
I guarantee they did.
They were in the parking lot at 9 o'clock tailgating.
I bet they were.
It was great. It was such a beautiful day too.
I know they were. That. I'm from Massillon. I know they were.
You know they were getting.
They party hard.
All right, we're going to step out. 5:53 is our time. Phone line 330-821-1310. Text 330-924-7088 on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. Get your comments in. Where would you like to see the state championships played? Canton, Dayton, Columbus, or Cleveland? Could I talk you into an 8,000-seat arena at the Hall of Fame Village? Wouldn't that be nice? We'll take a break. We'll come back. We got some news and notes and some stories around the sports world, and then we'll wrap it up. Stay with us.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
How's Tommy doing now?
Much better.
You said it was asthma?
Yeah, he started with this cough and then he was wheezing.
That's terrifying.
Doctor said hidden triggers can make it worse. Things like dust, mold, and even pests.
Pests?
Yeah, droppings and allergens from cockroaches and rodents can seriously impact children with asthma or allergies.
I had no idea.
We're making sure our home stays pest-free.
Don't let pests put your family's health at risk. Visit pestworld.org to learn more. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Dad's gonna be far side. Good.
What should I do with my dress?
Do the wiggles.
Slate's coming in. What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
He's just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Hey, don't write yourself off yet. It's only in your head to feel that's out. Look down.
All right, we're back. We got here about 4 minutes till we wrap it up. Some news and notes here around the sports world, in case you didn't hear. Syracuse has hired Jerry McNamara as their new head men's basketball coach. Used to play there. He coached a couple years at Siena. Boom! Got him into the tournament. And now he's heading back home to be the head coach of Syracuse. We talked about the Sweet 16 a little bit. How about this? Whew! Duke, St. John's, Sweet 16 in Washington, D.C., one of the most anticipated matchups in the tournament. Get your visa out for this one, baby. Also, UConn and Michigan State are going to be there. $644 the average ticket price now. $644.
It's hard not to swear when you hear things like that.
Whew, my goodness, that's a lot of cheddar. Tiger Woods is back, sort of. 15-time major winner will tee it up for his Jupiter Links Golf Club in the final tonight of the TGL Indoor League in Jupiter, Florida. He was asked about maybe coming back for the Masters. He says, never say never, but probably not right now. Patriots have released quarterback Josh Dobbs, 31 years old. He is no longer with the Patriots. Cincinnati has officially hired Utah State men's basketball coach Jared Calhoun. He is the new coach of the UC Bearcats. UC got a good coach, man. Jared Calhoun can coach. Told you yesterday that Randy Bennett leaving St. Mary's. He's not going to be the new head coach at Arizona State University. Just some news and notes here as we kind of wrap things up here today. Let's check on the Guardians here one more time before we bid you adieu for the afternoon. Final exhibition game today for the Guardians And the Arizona Diamondbacks was 6-4 at one point. Let me see here. 9-4 Cleveland in the bottom of the 8th inning. Don't forget tonight, the Magic and the Cavaliers, 8 o'clock. It's on NBC and Peacock. That's our Sammy B's best bet tonight, by the way. The Cavs and Magic over 230.5. There's a couple of NIT games tonight. Tulsa, Wichita State, and St. Joe and New Mexico. Anybody on the ice tonight we should concern ourselves with? Red Wings and the Senators tonight. Penguins and the Avalanche at 7 o'clock in the Steel City. The Blue Jackets are in Philly to take on the Flyers. All right, that's going to do it. I want to thank my special guests today, Coach Josh Hose of the Massillon Tigers, and thanks for Xavier Williams and Gardner for coming on today as well. Marcus, thank you. Thanks to Mike Voorhees from MLB Guards Cast. Good job by Rainsburg today, making it happen. Thanks to all of you for listening and calling and texting and emailing and commenting on our YouTube chat today. We absolutely love when you interact with us here on the show. We got a big day coming up tomorrow, one day closer to opening day for Major League Baseball, and we'll get into some other stuff as well. See you tomorrow at 3, everybody. As always, don't forget, go Browns, go Guards, go Cavs. Go Buckeyes. Have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow.